Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, folks, welcome. We're here tonight. That's right, the Thursday Night Thunder here. And I'm going to tell you, if you like kind of big blocks, late models, well, we got it here. Want to give a shout out to SBGC 3D Printing, Thursday Night Thunder. And speaking of SBGC 3D Printing, check them out on SBGC3D.com. Tom Taylor and company over there, hey, they have done exceptional work. Well, I'm actually going to show some of the work here later on in a video. Oh, excuse me, folks, my bad. Check them out on SBGC3D.com as we got a pre-race show. And last night's Hometown Heroes was an exciting night. Missed you up there, John. I know you were participating in a special event, otherwise, but boy, Nick was up here and he had a pretty good night.
Yeah, I saw that. He brought home 2 out of 3, and I think he's going to have to start just taking EOLs in the future or something, No, but congratulations to Nick on a really good night. He did have a good night, and it's always cool when you're kind of doing the broadcast and you can park it in Victory Lane. It's that's kind of a cool night, and it's cool that he got to go through and do all that. So I'll be only running the late models tonight, so hopefully maybe I can duplicate that and park her in Victory Lane a little bit later.
Brings us over here to our Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session here, folks. Check out Pit Stop Podcast. Check them out on Coast to Coast Racing Network. On the YouTube side, Preston Kramer, Roger Craig, they do some outstanding work as always, and have some good guests and a lot of drivers on sponsors on there. So let's check them out. And I'm going to hand this thing over here since we're qualifying to John. And tonight with these 358s, he's going to kind of show us a little bit about what Knoxville has to offer for some of these drivers.
Well, one thing it's on tap form is speed. This is a fast track. You get around your full throttle, especially in these 358s. But we're going to start here with a couple trouble spots. Right here, coming out of the corner, this is where they're going to start and come to get the green. Well, Knoxville is unique. Their start-finish line is all the way almost to turn 1. If drivers in row second, the second row, third row, fourth row, try to anticipate and they're wrong, it's easy to do that and be wrong on it, because through here, the green doesn't come out until you're almost halfway down the straightaway, which, unlike most other tracks, it comes out when you're just leaving turn 4. So you get a little ways down the straightaway here before it comes out. So look for people maybe anticipating wrong and some stack ups there. But as far as the drive line, early on, you're going to see guys down here, and I'll tell you, this has caused some problems every time we come here. But there's a berm. You see me hook that car, and look at how steep that berm is. Well, when you hit this thing at speed, it jumps you all the way out here. Well, the thing is, there could be cars on the outside, and that bad things happen once you get that curb and then you jump out. But clipping this curb, and it's the same thing in both ends of the track. You get down here, and the big thing is to be right on the berm, to be fast. You want to apex the corner, make a late entry into the corner, and come down just like this, keeping your car about as straight as what you can to go fast. If you make that mistake, once again, look how high that is. That'll just kill your speed, or worse, throw you back out into traffic. So the fast way around here early on is going to be right down here at the bottom. Now, as the track wears in, it'll go up and up and up, and eventually, maybe they'll be all the way up towards that white wall. And, that's a whole nother story there, because if you're running that, it gets rough here at Knoxville. You hit these bumps way up high. It doesn't take much to get you into the wall and really ruin your night. So that's pretty much Knoxville in a nutshell there.
Yeah, that's a good tech side of it there, so to show off maybe some of the problem areas that we got. Well, let's go over here to heat race number 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. 37 years, 360 wing sprint action from the Northeast U.S. to Canada. Check them out at EmpireSuperSprints.com and on Facebook and Twitter. We got Butch Baker out front, Austin Stern there in second, Logan Gill in third, Blake Chapman fourth, Alex Pomerleau in fifth, Ryan Beagle sixth, Nathan Aldrich in seventh, Nick Victory and he's out there, but John's not going to get group here tonight.
Yeah, and a second ago I was talking about Nicholas there having to start EOL. Be fair, I didn't think he'd take me literally. Now he didn't even throw in a qualifying position, but I'll tell you, he's been fast and kind of on a roll here, so it'll be kind of fun to watch him come all the way up from the back. And same thing with Ryan Beagle. Beagle's back there too, towards the back, and not in a transfer spot yet. So those guys got their work cut out for you, but you look up towards the front, and Austin Stern, he had a really good Knoxville Nationals with us, so he's carrying a little bit of momentum there. And we got a couple of guys that I don't recognize in Butch Baker and Logan Gill, and give those guys a shout out and welcome them to the league. It's the first time I've seen them in these, I think. I could be wrong, but welcome to the league, like I said. And then also we got Alex Pomerleau here. We saw him, I do believe, at Fairbury hop on the podium here, and we kind of had a quasi-French, English victory
we had
lane
the Aussie last night too, Frank.
Yeah.
What was his name? Was it Frank? No, it was
Flaro.
Oh shoot, I forgot his name.
Jeff Flaro. I think it's Flaro.
Was it?
Maybe not.
Well,
I don't know.
He was an Aussie guy, either way. So
yep.
I liked it. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, and that's one of the neatest things about iRacing, not to get to the technical side of things here, but when folks that are watching this, if you're not familiar with iRacing, these guys can be all over the world racing simultaneously on the same track, and I don't know why. To me that's just mind-blowing. So yeah, could be guys sitting in here, from Australia, everything else, and it's all live time, live, the same thing, and it's just crazy in my mind that it all works, and we don't have too many issues with it.
Well, I've done broadcasts for Australian leagues where I've been broadcasting at 9, 10 in the morning my time, but it was like 7, 8 o'clock the next day for them. So it's kind of wild, like you just said, all over the world. I've seen a lot of UK drivers and guys from U.S., Canada. It's amazing to see.
Yeah. You don't see it as much here, but when I do the road stuff, when I go over and do the VRS endurance with Steven,
Lord, yeah.
oh man, I'm telling you, they're literally all over the world. We got a 30-car field, 40-car field.
Australia's big in dirt side, though, now. I will say that.
Well, they are naturally. I've gone down there and raced in real life in dirt, both down there in New Zealand, so they are very big dirt fans down there.
Nice.
But hey, we're dirt fans, and guess what? They're coming down the back stretch getting ready to tear these things loose.
Absolutely. 358 here tonight for the SBGC Thursday Night Thunder here for the Cool Race Coast to Coast Racing League. Getting set to get these guys side by side here in heat race number 1. Pace cars pulling them around. Let's go racing, folks.
Green, green, green.
Like a little check up there at the front.
Yeah, like I said, you remember coming to that green flies way late down the straightaway, not like other courses. And that might have been the cause of that there, but boy, you got them side by side going for the lead here.
Yeah, it is. And also for second, third, remember top 4 go instantly to the feature. 3 wide coming out of the turn. Boy, you got Pomerleau right there in the middle, Stern and Gill.
Yeah, well, some good racing here right off the bat. And, the two guys that I said we need to watch here, both Ryan Beagle and Nicholas Vickery, they're not gaining in on that top 4 here, so they got some work to do, and laps are ticking away.
Absolutely. Back here in the 4th place, Blake Chapman's got it. Never mind. All Stearns around. Wow. And
yeah.
Gill.
Big winner in that was Nick Vickery, though.
And Aldridge.
Yeah.
Those two jumped up into the transfer spot. Pomerleau's outside looking in right now. He's chewing on the back end, though, of Aldridge to see if he can't kick it around and get it. Well, I don't know. He's got time to do it, but, man, he's going to have to figure out something right now. Kind of looks like that low line's place you want to beat.
Yeah, right now the low line, and, you just behind and you're looking for that opportunity and where to get around them. The laps are running down, it's going. You just look for where you're getting that momentum and try to time it right and get that nose or something in there to where it can get you that advantage. Like right there, he dove right down, crossed him over, and look at the run he has.
Oh, side by side, you can do a little bit of rubbing with these cars. Don't want to get those front tires, though. They are open, but you see Pomerleau, he's on the inside of Aldridge. He's going to be able to put that slide job move on him. All he's got to do is get that nose out front, though.
Yep, that's all he's got to do, and he's got the preferred line. I think he's going to easily take it here coming out of the corner. Yep. And then Nate Aldridge there did a really nice job at giving them room, not crowding them. No sense in, wrecking 2 cars here. So it was pretty smart driving by Nate, too. But now Nate's going to have that same thing where he's got to look for that advantage somewhere and try to make it happen here with only about a lap and a half left.
Yeah, coming to the white flag up front. You got Chapman and Vickery. Vickery says he wants more. He's going to the inside, try to take that second place with Chapman as he opened up the door. Barker out front in this one. Baker out front in this one. Pomerleau still holding on to 4. Who's going to get it out of 4?
Oh, these guys it's a dead heat almost.
Oh, it's a drag race. Boy, I tell you what, Chapman edged him out. What a good heat race.
Yeah. Excellent way to start the night.
Nice. That'll bring us over to heat race number 2 here, folks, tonight. Today's 358. So that brings us up to Super Dirt Car Series, your premier big block series. And if you like it from Florida to Canada and the ground-pounded, earth-shattering sound, check out the Super Dirt Car Series. As we got Blaine Brink out front. Hope I said it right. Brian Lawson there in second. Bob DeGood in third. TJ Boydell fourth. John Rayner in fifth. Joe Cadellis in sixth. Barry Goldner seventh. And Brandon Templeton rounds out the eighth. That top 4 instantly go to the feature again.
Yeah, once again, and I tell you, after that, watching that first heat race, though, that's going to be a tough act to follow. But I think these guys can answer the bell here. This is going to be a pretty good race here with Blaine up on the pole. You got Bob DeGood, GJ Boydell. Those are a couple of our veterans that have been around, in the league for a long time. I expect them to be really fighting tooth and nail for that transfer spot there. Joe Canellis is back there. He's had a fairly good Knoxville Nationals too. I don't think he quite made the main, but I do think he transferred through a couple of the alphabet soup things. So we'll have to strap them in here and let them turn them loose and see who comes out ahead.
Absolutely. Here we go. Pace car lights off. We'll swing off into the pit lane. These guys go back to work 2x2.
Yeah, and I just caught my eye. Brandon Templeton's on the back row, that UMP race in the Hometown Heroes last night. I do believe he was on the podium. So, and knowing I've been around him enough on the track, I mean, that's a guy that's pretty quick here. So I don't know if he had a penalty or whatnot, why he didn't qualify. But that's a guy that I'll definitely be watching here as we get ready to go.
Absolutely. Here we go.
Green flag,
Brink,
green
Lawson,
flag.
Odell, you're good. Green flag, we're out. We're racing in here, and they're in that top 4. They're already almost 3 wide back there. A little contact.
The top 3 didn't waste any time getting in the line and checking out, but boy, that battle for 4th is on.
Yes, it is. Rayner's got it right now, but Templeton, Boydell. Oh, we got cars around. That looks like Canellis and Barry Goldner, but look at Boydell. He wants that 4th place spot.
He sure does, but so does Brandon Templeton right there, and these guys have got a few laps to get this sorted out. I expect it to be every bit as exciting as that last race, that's for sure.
Templeton right now has got to be very cautious. He doesn't want to get it mixed up in a problem. He looked for a minute there, second to go 3 wide, peeked it down. You see up there, Rayner's car gets a little bit sideways. Templeton just has nowhere to go.
No, he doesn't. But he's also got about 4 laps to go here. So, I mean, he can still afford to be patient. But, you know, as we get down to lap 6, 7, if this is still the way it is, he's going to have to probably, you know, get aggressive and find a spot to get that car in.
He's trying right down there.
Yep.
He's using the bottom side cushion now.
Yeah, he got up on that berm that I had mentioned earlier, and that cost him some track time there with Boydell. Boydell was able to stretch that out to about a car length and a half, and now Templeton's got to try to reel him back in.
Yeah, kind of upset the car just a little bit. Still got a few more laps to get back up there to Boydell and try to instantly transfer himself into the feature. That way he doesn't have to run the numbers here tonight. Meanwhile, Brink out front. He's got Lawson there in second. And look at Bob DeGood. Good run for him there in 3rd place spot.
Yeah, Bob's doing a really solid job here. Has got himself in a transfer position and has no real pressure from behind. Looks like here with about 2 laps to go, the real battle is going to be for that transfer position between Greg Boydell and Brandon Templeton here.
Yeah, coming to the white flag. Like I said, Nick said he's out there trying to paint and race too. That ain't going to work too well there, Nick. Nonetheless, Templeton, has he got enough to get in that 4th place spot?
I think he's a little quicker, but Greg is on that preferred line right now, and that's what's kind of tough. You know, you can't drive through a guy, so you got to figure a way around him.
2 more turns. I just don't think he's got the momentum to get it done. Boydell comes out of 4. Gonna hang on in the 4th place. Brink gonna bring it home. Lawson 2nd. The good there in 3rd. Good heat race number 2. Should pull us over to heat race 3 here. Night for our 358 modifieds. And it does. World of Sports podcast, folks. Come on out, relax, laugh, and have a good time with Mike and Rod. They're going to dive into the crazy world and the exciting world and the wonderful world of sports. There you go. That's the World of Sports podcast. Check them out every week. As we got right now, Stephen Goldner out front. Mark and Tonya Tongue. Yeah, we're just going to go with Mark. Dean Reynolds in 3rd. Cameron Evans there in 4th. Jeffrey Barker in 5th. Andy Piercefield 6th. Stephen Bixler 7th, and Joe Holter hangs on to the 8th place spot.
Yeah, the closest I think I could get to Mark's pronunciation would probably be Mark Atone Shanong.
Yeah, okay.
But
Gotta be French, you know. It's gotta be French.
And my French is a little rusty. So
I know
we you know, I get that part.
Hey, that's about it, man. Come on now.
My vocabulary is a little bigger than that, but definitely would have to refresh before I went down that route. But you know, I tell you, Goldner on the pole here. You know, we know who he is, and it is tough in anything he gets in. So really, that's going to be tough moving forward. But you know, we want to look back in the field there. Jeffrey Barker is here. You know, and he's usually pretty quick, and he's out of a transfer spot. Andy Piercefield making an appearance here with us in the 358s.
Yeah.
So you
Joe
know,
Holford didn't grid.
Joe, I think, is doing he is admin here. Yes.
Okay.
But
yeah,
Dean,
he's down in race control.
yeah, but Dean Reynolds is in here, and Dean is also really strong, but he is in a transfer position. So I guess, you know, once again, I think that fight here, what we need to be kind of watching is where Cameron Evans is and Jeff Barker, Andy Piercefield, that battle for that transfer position.
Absolutely, and it's Mr. Super Dirt Car Series himself out there. Awesome to see Dean Reynolds, good guy there, and then we got Mark C. We'll just say Mark C. there in second, and Goldner up there in third. We know what Goldner definitely loves. He likes that high lane. We'll see if it's going to work for him here. I think when the feature comes around, it's probably going to come back in.
Yeah, the feature, I mean, right now, judging by it, it's now taking that transition to where that top line is going to start pushing towards that wall. You might be able to get through here on the bottom and still make that bottom work pretty good, but I look for more guys now to start using that top and making that start to work.
Absolutely. Pace cars in 2x2 here, SBGC 3D printing Thursday Night Thunder here tonight. They're going to head off in a turn. Side by side for the lead, side by side for second, third and fourth, excuse me.
Oh, and Goldner got his tire right up on that berm, and that gave Mark C a pretty good shot down that back straightaway.
I think that's what we're going to see all night long. Might be the Achilles heel to that inside. Usually we talk about the outside and the wall, but tonight they got to contest with that berm there on the inside, kind of a second cushion, so to speak. Right now, Reynolds hanging on to that final transfer spot. He's got Piercefield and Barker right behind him with battle back for the lead.
And once again up over the berm for Barker, or not Barker, but Stephen Goldner there, and boy, he recovered, and able to get back up there. Yeah.
That check up because he got a little bit sandwiched in between him and Mark up there. That allowed Dean to get around him in third. Barker almost snuck up, took that fourth place spot, but it's tight there in that area.
Yeah, and you're still seeing everybody with the exception of Stephen Goldner is up top, but even Stephen now here in 1 and 2 has moved up the track.
Right now, Evans still trying to battle and hang on to that fourth place spot. He's got Barker behind him. And if he can't get anything away from Reynolds, meanwhile, Goldner out front, Mark there in second. Everybody's kind of running single file for the moment. You kind of see mostly it's still low line. Some of these guys are traveling up to the top now.
Yeah, like I said, Goldner is really the only one that's really running the bottom with any consistency. And Steven, he is so good with throttle control, and that's, to be able to run that bottom and be fast. You would think that your throttle control would come in if you're in the slick or whatever, but down there it is so important. And he's one of the best at making that work when he does it.
Well, Evans is not happy with staying in fourth. He wants third place. He's up underneath Reynolds, trying to put a slide job up underneath him right now. Can't quite make it complete coming out of the turn. We'll see if he's able to scoot up in front of him this time. Yes, he does. Takes third place back.
Yeah, right now it actually looks like up top in 3 and 4, or up top in 1 and 2 is a little better than what it is in 3 and 4. Once you get down here, it looks like the bottom is still preferential down here. But once we get to the other end here, that's where you go up. So kind of the two different corners are doing very different things right now.
Yeah, it is. Right now, Reynolds says, I want that third place back. He dove down on the inside. Don't want to do that too many times because that'll open the door up for Barker if he doesn't watch it. White flag, final turn. It'll be Goldner, Mark, Evans, and Reynolds bringing it home here in heat race number 3 here tonight. Heat race here. Good racing so far. These 358 modifieds here tonight. Bring us over to our B main, Chip Banger Racing B main here tonight. Nathan Aldridge out front in this one. Brandon Templeton there in second. Jeffrey Barker third. Ryan Beagle up in the fourth. You've got John Rayner in fifth. Andy Piercefield I'll get it out in a minute there in sixth. Austin Stern in seventh. Joe Canellis in eighth. Stephen Bixler in ninth. Logan Gill in 10th. Perry Goldner 11th. And Joe Halter is just 10th. Nice.
Yeah, and it's scheduled to take 12, and even though there's supposed to be 12 gridded, 11 are actually going to take the flag here. All of them are going to make it. So this is just an opportunity to improve your position in the A. You know, more cars you pass here, the less you have to pass in the A. But it's also a good chance if you just felt like something wasn't working in the heat, you can try something different here, and it's not a big penalty. I mean, you're not going to go home. So now is a good opportunity to try to not only get some positions, but maybe figure out where your car is handling the best, where you drive the best. Now's the time to be doing that.
Absolutely. I like what you just said, Nathan, right there on the top side of it. Looks pretty strong. And there's two different ways to approach this. We've mentioned it week in and week out, and you just said it there. You can try to get as many positions as you can to better your starting position in the feature, or see what your car is going to give you to set yourself up maybe for some passes in the feature and see what this car is going to do.
Yeah, and that's usually what I will do. If I know everybody is going to transfer, I'll just start messing around and then move all over the track. Just kind of figure I'll do everything, try slider lines, run the high, run the low. Heck, I even will go through the slick a couple times just to kind of get an idea of what my car feels like if I get stuck in a 3-wide situation or whatever. So I try to be as productive as possible. Now, if we were in a situation where people would be going home, yeah, then I'm looking for that transfer spot and I'm being very careful.
Absolutely. Here we go. Pace car, lights off, getting set to go back green flag here. B main time, pace cars in, 2 by 2.
Green, green.
Lead them to the start. Templeton, Aldridge and company. Head off into turn 1, storming, and they still lined up. They're almost 3 wide back in the back.
Yeah, and the Nate went right there in turn 1 and kind of did a slide job and was able to get the lead down the backstretch. But here comes Brandon Templeton right back to the bottom.
There it is, trying that bottom, firing on all 8. Right now, here comes Beagle with that Beagle machine. He is up top, knowing that it's pretty fast up there, riding that cushion. Got the back end there. Looks like the Aldridge had allowed Barker to get up underneath him. Here comes Piercefield to the inside also.
Yeah, Andy's looking really racy back there in the P5, but he's probably having a good time there, but he's learning a lot here and seeing where he can get momentum on guys and work passes and everything else. So, just not only checking your own line out, but just figuring out where you can race is also pretty important in here.
That's it. That's right. Andy Piercefield, Mr. Cool Rays himself, he's up there in the 4th place spot right now. It is a battle, 2 by 2. Templeton's out front by himself, but you've got Beagle, Aldridge, Piercefield, Barker, all door to door.
Yeah, you got the whole Noah's Ark thing going on behind Templeton, 2 by 2 by 2, almost all the way back through the field. So, that they're kind of going for it. But I can tell you, their data, what they're collecting, where they can run and where they can race, they're filling their head full of what they can and can't do for that A main.
Oh, yeah, got the crew man up there calculating on the calculator, man, like crazy right now. Like you said, they're lined up side by side trying to get the turkey dinner out here. As right here, Piercefield up top running the wicked cushion. He storms it out of the turn. Barker's able to edge him just a little bit. Still, you got guys up top, guys down low. That's a good, solid B main here so far.
Yeah, hopefully it's a preview of what we're going to get in the next race. Oh, Templeton clipped that berm, and he went way high, and it's going to open the door for Beagle.
Now, I think that's where the mistake might be here tonight is, and then Beagle gets down there. He loves running the bottom lane. The problem is that car got all out of shape. Aldridge had to check up, got up into the wall. Kind of wanted accordion effect. Good job by these guys. Heads up there's, wow, that could have been disastrous.
It looked like Ryan didn't anticipate Brandon there cutting down in the corner like he did there and got themselves in a little trouble. But they both did a nice job of not wrecking and continuing on.
Might be a thing here tonight. Normally these guys are scared to go up to the top. They might be a little worried about going to the bottom here.
Yeah, and unlike the big block, which we'll see here in a little bit, you don't have the power, to really push it through. And this track is really wide in the corners. So that 358 motor, you can make that bottom work. And it looks like both lanes right now are pretty pretty even depending on how you run them.
Well, that's some evil racing going on, and that burn down there is being evil. I saw a car up there going his 2 wheels. He's doing his Joey Chitwood show invitation out here.
Yeah, and I tell you, when you qualify, that berm can catch you real easy too.
Yes, it is right now. You got about Piercefield hanging on the fourth, Barker right there along with them. And meanwhile, it's going to be Templeton coming home in this one, along with Beagle there in second, Gill third, Piercefield in fourth. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll get a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back here in just a few.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, we're back here for the feature here tonight. They're going to grid these guys up. The man on pole, Butch Baker, going to bring it out front along with Blaine Brink right in second. Stephen Golden up in third. Blake Chapman fourth. Brian Lawson up in fifth. Mark C. there in the sixth place spot. Nicholas Vickery seventh. Bobby Good eighth. Cameron Evans in ninth. And Alex Pomeroy in 10th. We've got 24 machines, actually 23, about to do some battle here with these 358. Let's crank these guys up and rev them up and get set to go racing. All right, there you go. You heard it. Revving these guys up here tonight, getting set here for our Icon restart. And we're going to blast them on the start here with the Dylan Westbrook Racing. Kind of cranking, turning it up. Let you listen to these powerhouse machines of the 358. Old Butch Baker up front. Getting him kind of confused with Barker. We got a Barker, we got a Baker. Almost like, I think it's a McCarran and McLaren. They get together. Tongue twister, folks. Here we go. Think we're going to see in this feature here, John?
Oh, if the heat races were any indicated, you're going to see a lot of fierce battles for positions through the field, and the track is widened out. I think you got 2 lanes that are viable. I think the bottom is working right now. I think the top is working right now. So strap in and hold on tight and enjoy the show.
Absolutely. Lights off on the pace car. Let's get set. We're going to turn this thing up here. The Dylan Westbrook Racing as the pace car is in. Green flag is about to fly. We're racing in our feature tonight. Thursday Night Thunders, bringing the live, folks. Everybody completed lap 1 pretty clean right there, but they are still jacked up 2x2 throughout the field here. Almost looks like a Daytona happening on the short track.
Yeah, much like the 305s on Wednesdays where it's just hammered down and that's what you're getting as pack racing. That's exactly what you're getting with these cars on this track. It's so big, they can open them up and just hold them wide open for the most part, especially if you're up top.
Brink is going to try to see if he can't break away from the field. He's got a little bit of a cushion right now over Barker. Chapman's hanging on there in the 3rd place spot, but he's got Goldner and Mark all over his back tail end as it's still back here with Vic to good. You got cars top, cars low throughout this whole entire field.
Yeah, just like I said, 2 lanes. Oh, we got some trouble going into 3. Big wreck there.
Oh, yeah, we was watching it live right there, John, man, and he just kind of got clocked. Went around and unfortunately got Brandon Templeton and John Rayner in that one.
Yeah, tough break for those 3 guys. But good news here in C2C, they can get a fast repair and get back out on the track there.
Yeah. Ooh, hard hit.
Yeah, look like just guys running out of room there as they come off the corner.
Well, let us know who your favorite driver is out there, folks. Hit those likes and shares. We're live tonight here on Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube. Also go to C2CRL.com. Get all the information on what's going on in the league and for the C2C Speed Shop. Check them guys out. You get more information on C2CRL.com here tonight as we got our SBGC3D.com Thursday Night Thunder here, and it has been an exciting race so far. It's going to get set here for our Icon Sim Sports restart. I'll tell you, the small block Super Dirt Car Series presenting the small blocks here.
Yeah, and right now looking under caution, we had some guys that kind of moved back. We've also, from the looks of it here, we got a couple of guys that have moved forward. Just a couple spots, so, not a whole lot of movement through the field, because there's nowhere to go, like what you were talking about, side-by-side pack racing there. And now, good news is they're going to pack them up for us again and then fire these things off side-by-side again.
And nobody had an advantage on that restart we were seeing. I mean, finally, though, Brink was able to pull out front just a little bit, but it right there for the first several laps, everybody was locked up like glue, very tight throughout the field. Lights off on that pace car, getting set for the Icon Sim Sports restart here. Let's go racing again, folks.
Green flag.
Back green. And a good little start there for Brink this time as Chapman now has his hands full with Barker and company in the back.
Yeah, Baker got a good start, but I tell you,
Baker, my bad.
Brink, as a leader, you control the start, so he knows when he's going, the guys behind them have to guess. And every time you get that, you're the leader, you do get that little bit of an advantage here on the start, and he took advantage of it for sure.
Yeah, it is. And right now, a good battle happening around about 5th place spot. Goldner victory. Mark is right there in the mix too. Lawson's coming up, so everybody's trying what they can, but look out. Blake Chapman up front trying to go for the lead.
Yeah, Blake is right there. They're doing different lines, but he does look to be a little bit quicker right now, but he does have a long time to go, and Blake is a smart and patient driver, so we'll see what he's got over the next few laps, which I'm sure.
Well, Lawson's got a front seat view here of what's going on in front of him between Goldner and Victory. Those two guys are battling. He's back here patiently waiting to see what they're going to do. He's holding that top line down. It is still side by side for around about the 4th or 5th place spot.
Yeah, everybody has been on the highway at one point or another, and you've got traffic. Okay, that line's going. I'm moving to that lane. Next thing you know, the lane you just got out passes you by. That's what Lawson's doing right now. He sees two guys, and he's just trying to figure out which lane to be in. Oh, we got a nasty crash in one.
Yeah, Piercefield up and over. It's going to Malcolm Mills replay, see what happened to him. Well, I saw the car back there flipping, but let's see. He's in that. Oh, looks like the 84 Ryan Beagle closed the gap on him, and Piercefield was right there, and then the wall took the rest of it for him.
Yeah, that's a tough break for Andy, but, when you're in a big cluster like that, it's just tough. And it looked like a little bit of contact with Beagle, the car that was in front of him. I didn't see who it was. That upset the car and really moved it over into Andy, but like I said, tough break. Andy, I don't know if he is in VR.
It'd be crazy going upside down in VR.
It is.
And Nick was talking about it last night on the Hometown Heroes, and yeah, wild stuff.
It is. I forgot where I was, but I got turned over. But something happened where I had slid, I don't know, half a straightaway. Well, I slid actually a half a straightaway, not tumbling, but slid on my roof like a half a straightaway into turn one. It was just the most surreal thing, because it was, it was like what you see in movies, like Stroke Race, where you go upside down or something like that. I mean, that's what it was like. It was pretty cool. Even though I didn't like getting turned upside down, that part wasn't too cool. But, I haven't seen iRacing, do that, as far as the graphic. Usually when you get upside down, you take a tumble, but I just stayed on the roof and went down. And then from the VR point of view, it was kind of cool.
And that's the thing I love talking about sim racing and how far it has come as far as peripheral wise, equipment wise, graphics, realism wise, and anything. And one of the areas is, obviously triple monitors, single monitors, but VR has come a very, very long way in the realism of what it's like and how it puts you inside of these cars as we're getting set to go back. Green, it's going to be Brink Chapman up front. Lights off on a pace car. Here we go. Icon Sim Sports restart here tonight. Pace cars in. Brink gets that good jump in the field. Along with Chapman behind him. Baker right there. Along with Goldner. They're almost 4 wide in the back.
Yeah, they are. And, 3 wide will work pretty good here, but I tell you, it gets sketchy when you get to be 4 wide.
Yeah, I don't know if they got enough room to pull it off, especially with that burn down there on the bottom. I call it inside cushion, so to speak. And it definitely will hammer you. You got Pomerleau up to 8th place right along with Evans. They are still 3 wide back in that area.
Yeah, and if you look now, they are up against the wall in 1 and 2 and getting really close to that up in 3 and 4.
Woo, some good side-by-side racing. And there they're 4 wide going into the turn. They were able to hang on to it. Oh, some meat in the middle of the sandwich right there, though.
Yeah, somebody had to suck in a little bit to make the whole, you pull your stomach in to fit into those jeans. Wow, good driving by these guys.
Oh, and look at that. That looked like Evans, man, caught the tire. Good save on his end. I think that's Evans, but they're not a good car there. And it ricocheted right off the inside car.
Yeah, these guys are doing a phenomenal job here right now with everything going on. A lot of really good awareness happening. I don't see guys just changing lanes in the middle of the corner too much, and that's what in racing like this, just changing lanes like that in the middle of a corner can really cause a problem.
It is. Right here, you see back around about the 8th and 9th place spot. They are still door to door hammering it out. Meanwhile, up front, here comes Chapman to the inside of Brink. Brink right there on that outside. Can Chapman take the lead from him? He's going to.
Yeah, nice move by Chapman. But here comes Brink right back, a crossover and slide job into turn one. And
False
once
momentum.
again, yep, but look at that crossover right back for Blake there. And you know, this is basically Blake's home track. I know he's from Clarence, Iowa, so I don't know how far away it is, but I do know it's pretty close to Knoxville here.
Yeah, it is. Clarence, Ohio there. Blake Chapman, and he takes the lead and it's going to rumble past. Oh, Brink gets up into the wall just a little bit. That allows him to get right by him. Meanwhile, Goldner back there watching. We've got Mark, Nick still in the mix. As if you go around about the 8th place spot, they're still beating and banging each other 3 wide back there.
Yeah. I think we need about 10 different cameras and commentators,
wow.
all the action. But here we go, another crossover
picture
up front.
for this.
Yeah. And I tell you, that battle up front is bringing Goldner in here. So I think before too long, a lap or two, we're going to have a 3-car battle for this lead.
And then Goldner's got to think about where he wants to go. Doesn't want to get himself into trouble up front. But here we are. You got Chapman, and see Brink does that slider. And every time he does, he gets up there in that cushion, and it just instantly bogs the car down. And here comes Chapman back on the inside, puts his own slide job move on him.
Yeah, nice defensive move there for Blake there. Took the line that I'm sure Blaine Brink wanted to use. So that's going to force him in the line for right now. But now Blaine's got to start thinking about Goldner. You know, if he gets caught up in trying to pass Chapman, that could open the door for him to lose second place there to Stephen Goldner.
Yeah, good battle up there in the front. Back there around 10th place spot. Some good side-by-side battling. Lawson, Baker, he is falling back. Unfortunately, back here you got Ryan Beagle in this mess. He's trying to see what he can do to climb up through the front.
Yeah, those guys are 3 wide going down the back straightaway, those 3.
Wow. And in the turn, and then you see that inside just upset Beagle's car, and just nothing to do. Almost went up into the cars on the outside of it.
Yeah, real easy to do down there on corner entry. If you don't have the right angle going into the corner, yeah, that nose will just take off on you going on the inside like that.
Leaves the outside door open for Canellis. He's going to try to drive right through it. Meanwhile, Gill's working over Pomerleau. That's for the 6th and 7th place spot. Chapman's still out front leading it. Everybody's kind of single file for that top here so far. So it looks like a guy in front's going to have to make a mistake before they even try it. And as I say that, here comes Vic, Captain Homicide himself. Boom, slide job on Mark. Here comes Mark back to him.
Yeah, battles, you know, just right at the beginning, I had a feeling we were going to see some fierce battles all the way through the field.
Good racing.
And we yeah, excellent racing.
You just sit back and just watch all the
run.
battles on the field.
Yeah, and we're getting down to it, too. Here they come to complete lap 23, going to start working on 24. So it's go time now.
It is. Right here, Gill in the 7th place spot with a slider, but you see Vic there in front of them with Pomerleau. Mark, see up there with him, Evans. So you got about 5 machines right there in a cluster that any one of those guys can take those positions away.
Yeah, and it's a good thing the leaders have calmed down for a little bit, because now we can look at this race back here for about, what, 4th on back.
Oh, yeah. Well, as we say that, here comes Brink. He tried again on Chapman, but You're right. Back here in the back, it is just these guys will not give up on each other.
No, you know, it's stressful and fun all in the same time. It's pretty cool to be in that situation, and you just cat and mousing and playing chess right now, trying to figure out who can come up with the best move.
It looks like, though, the one thing that I know is really stressful is when it's a one groove style track and everybody's running like this. But it looks like that inside groove is able to make a pass here. As you see, looks like Gill down there at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to go where they're not. So right now he's just trying a little bit different, but it looks like it might cost him a spot having done that.
He's able to sneak it up there in between himself, Pomerleau, and Evans. But, yeah, with those guys running nose to tail like they are, if you go down on that low line and throw a slider, you better be able to make it past all 3 or 4 of those machines. If not, you're going to lose some. Chapman's still out front, but boy, he has been hammered and harassed by Brink on his back end. We're coming to about 2 to go.
Yeah, and Goldner right now is really putting on pressure for that second position. Oh, we got a caution. Over
We
in turn
do.
2.
Ryan Beagle, Steven Bixler. They were 3 wide. Beagle got tapped a little bit. He still was straight, though. Car slid up the track. He got a little bit sideways, and then we got one upside down, just going all over.
Yeah, looking at
Chaos.
that is just a product of really close racing and really pushing really hard. And this is the time of race you got to be pushing like that. I would chalk that whole thing up to a racing deal right there.
Oh, yeah. And it's just what this track's giving them right now. I mean, it is giving them a lot, like we've said, the bottom and low. But normally when we talk about the low line, it's a safe place to be. This track, not so much, because I know it's a berm, but I'm saying it's almost like another cushion down there that they got to worry about. And it's just as dangerous as hitting that wall up at the top.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, the other thing is, too, being down the bottom right now, what I am seeing, because, you know, these cars, I go back to, you know, saying that if you're up top, you're almost throttled down, if not throttled down the whole lap. So you're really carrying momentum. And with the engines being such a low-power engine is what it is, momentum is everything. So, you know, you can't kill the momentum going into 3, roll the bottom, and then pick it back up. The car doesn't have enough oomph, you know, torque to make a jump coming out of the corner. Now, the race after this with the big blocks, yeah, we're going to see 2 lines, because I think you'll be able to make that bottom work.
All right, lining back up, going to be single file. Now, that's definitely going to help Chapman out front in this one.
Yeah, the single file restart here with just a couple laps to go, that's going to really be a big advantage for Chapman, and he'll be able to get out, and at very least it's going to take whoever's behind him here a lap or 2 to catch back up.
There lies the problem. Don't have many laps to try to catch up, but green flag flies. Chapman gets a jump out front here of the Icon Simsorts restart. Brink now's got to worry about Goldner. Here comes Vic also. He's got Mark right there on his outside. What does these 4 drivers do here coming to the white flag?
All right, Goldner's looking at that outside, but just can't quite get there.
No, he can't. Everybody's still. Here comes Goldner to the inside.
Nice
Down the
move.
backstretch. He made the pass.
He did. He crossed him over and made it work and caught him kind of sleeping there. What a great move by Steven.
Wow, out of 4, it's all Chapman's going to win it here tonight. Goldner's going to come in second. Brink there in third. What a finish to our modified 358s here. Super Dirt Car Series 358s. Go back here and see if we can't get a few of these guys up here real quick, get a word with them. See who we got. Nobody. We have to wait for all of them to come up here.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good show, and you know, we're going to be here all night with this track, and you know, we got the big blocks on deck here, and then with that extra power those guys have running that bottom, I'm really looking forward to the next race. And you know, those guys, you know, and then, like I said, Blake Chapman, who won that race, it's his hometown. I'm sure he's going to be geeked up when you interview him, and you
I'm
know,
gonna bring him up here and get a word with him real quick.
There's Blaine.
And then we'll bring up the other ones here. Blake, Joy in the booth, got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Man, I tell you what a win out there, but it was a little edgy there at the first. Takes through the first part of that track. Do you think he was going to get around Brink?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. That top came in really well for me to get around him, and I think I stuck up there a little bit longer than I should have. And once I found the middle, I really got in a groove. But I got to thank him for racing me clean, and he threw some really clean sliders, and it was a lot of fun tonight. I'll tell you that.
Well, absolutely. Look stellar out there. Multi-groove style racing. You guys were having fun. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome win here in these 358?
Yeah, first I got to thank my parents, grandparents, Steve Bixler, anybody that watches and supports. I got to thank my team, Wide Open Motorsports, and our sponsors BB7 Setups, Giddings Mobile Repair, and Stevenson Family Performance. And I gotta thank everybody for putting on this league, especially the great charity event they just put on. And I gotta thank you for putting this on, Joe.
Well, there you go. That's Blake Chapman bringing it home here in the 358. So we'll bring up the third place man here and let you get a word with him. Blaine Brink.
Hey, Blaine, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, man, you held on to that second and challenged for the lead for a good part of that race there, but walk me through that last restart there and how Goldner, he kind of got around you there. Did you have anything happen going into turn one there where it kind of threw you off a little bit, or was he just a little bit quicker there?
I just didn't get high enough and hit the bumps and lost momentum, and he was able to cut down under me there. And going into 3 and 4, I thought he was going to stay top because that's where he'd been running the whole time, and he went low, and just good move by him.
Well, man, that was an excellent race there. Like I said, for a good part of you led a part of it, and then once you kind of lost the lead there, you still were right there challenging. Does that affect how you think and how you race when you're trying to take that position, the lead there, and then all of a sudden you realize you got a guy behind, so you're trying to not only overtake but defend? Did any of that kind of play into how you were driving?
I just kept kind of trying to slow down Blake up there because he was running the middle of 3 and 4 pretty good there, so I just tried to stay with him so I could throw a slider 1 and 2 just to try to slow him down a little bit, and that kind of give those guys a bit of a chance to stay with us there. But it was a pretty fun race.
Well, man, you put on a heck of a show. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank ABR Setup Shop, Redline Race Design, One Wish Foundation, Wraps and Stitches, and Finish Line Repair.
Well, thank you very much, Blaine. Once again, that is Blaine Brink, our third place finisher for the night.
Absolutely. And let's bring up second place guy here, Stephen Goldner, who stole it away from him there at the end.
Hey, Stephen, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, John.
Well, you made the move of the night, no doubt there. He came up, took your line going into 3, and yeah, I think he looked like he got his car a little upset, and you were able to cut down. Walk me through kind of what you were thinking and when you knew you kind of had him.
Yeah, I was just kind of cruising around. I wasn't really too worried about, running past them, really. I was just, trying to stay on the podium and have a good night. We, haven't had some great nights here lately, so it was fun to be on the podium and race with him. I just kind of, I think he lost a lot of momentum entering 2 and just gave me such a big run that I had to do something with it. So I just cut down to the bottom, and somehow, I got a good run off of 2 and was able to clear him.
Was that top rougher tonight than what it was for the Knoxville Nationals that we did Tuesday night?
Yeah, I think these cars make it a little bit rougher just on entry and stuff. There's, ways around it what you can do, but yeah, I think it's a little bit rougher, but the cushion wasn't all the way up there. I think if these big blocks get moving, it'll be pretty rough up there tonight.
Yep. Well, hey, once again, excuse me, congratulations on your runner-up. Anybody want to give a shout-out to?
Yeah, I got to thank all the Vanderbilt guys and all our sponsors and everyone that works with our team. Super Dirt Car Series for the sponsor tonight, and hopefully we can get another podium here in the next race.
Well, congratulations, Steve. Once again, that's Stephen Goldner, our second-place finisher.
Yeah, a good run by him, coming home in second. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We got the big blocks, small blocks coming up.
Cool has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Yep, they just damaged.
Okay. All right, folks. Well, we're back here, and we got now big block, small block action for you. If you like those 358s, you're going to love what we're going to have here for these guys. Get set here to go. Green flag. They just moved it over to the Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session. You know, checked out the Pit Stop Podcast. Check those guys out every Sunday on the Coast to Coast Racing Network there. Preston Cranmer, Roger Craig. Has some awesome guests and sponsors out there. So I'm going to lead them up here to the qualifying, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see who picks what here in this one. Do you pick a small block? Do you pick a big block? Well, let's jump here on board with John, and maybe he's going to tell us a little bit about what he would do in either one of them.
Well, first of all, I'd be in the big block. This track, you need to be in the big block. But a couple things, this berm is still here, so we still have the same trouble points, and that wall is still up there. But right here is where you can use. This car has some great torque. So when before you'd have to get out of the throttle in the 358, break your momentum and roll through the corner. This car, you can break momentum, it's okay, because it's got the power and the torque to get back at it. And the key to going fast here is when you're about here in the corner, is making this car straight and line up, because if this car is stepped out in the least little bit, you're spinning your tires. So look for guys to really just try to come out of here and walk up like this, keeping the car straight, and maybe either going all the way out to the wall or maybe like this lane off the wall, because if there's somebody out there, they need that outside. And that's where you're going to see some trouble, guys coming from the bottom and wanting to swing out. That's how you make a fast lap here, especially in these cars. So look for that. And then the other thing is, and you heard Steve Goldner, I asked Steve Goldner, who was up here talking about getting rough, but once this groove gets up to about right here, it's smooth right now, but about right here, a huge berm starts to develop. And when you hit this, the car will jump up, get really upset, and next thing you know, boom, right into that wall you are. And it can really damage your car real easy. We've all seen in the past weeks where that front tire, especially that right front, it grabs that wall, the car takes off. Next thing you know, you're up sideways, you look like you're trying to be a skateboarder around on the wall there, and that's no good. So that's what you want to look for tonight. They're going to be carrying a whole lot more speed when you get down here into turn one. So you look for guys to back up the corner a little bit. So compared to what they were doing last race, guys might be lifting a little bit earlier to catch somebody else out that's more used to driving all the way into the corner. And the same thing up here, you drive it in too hard up here. Next thing you know, that back end hits that wall first because you're coming in the slide. When it does that, it turns the nose right in there. And once again, that front tire clipping that wall. Bad things happen when that takes place. So, they're going to have their hands full, and they've got a throttle control is going to be key here tonight. These cars spin the tires real easy, Joe.
All right, there you go. And it all depends on what these guys are going to be in, a big block or small block. It's going to be very interesting to see. As we're getting set here for heat race number 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints, 37 years of 360 wing sprint action. Got a lot of great drivers. Check them out on EmpireSupersprints.com and on Facebook and Twitter. So got Brian Lawson out front, Christopher Kloop, I hope I said it right, there in second, Cameron Evans up in third, Logan Gill in fourth, Carson Nicholson in fifth, Andy Piercefield sixth, and Stephen Goldner there in the 7th place spot. Get set to go racing.
Yeah, and Goldner, he must have had been on the bad boy sheet, the penalty sheet here, and didn't take a qualifying run. And so he's going to be in the back here, and he just was our runner-up in this last race. So it'll be fun to watch, see what he does from the back. But once again, what we saw before, I think our heat races were competitive side by side, and hopefully we get the same thing here.
Absolutely. So here we go. You pick between a big block or a small block in this one here, folks. Let us know who your favorite drivers are out there. Here with heat race number 1 here tonight, and this is a Gambling Motorsport big block here. So there you go. It's cool. Still reading your book.
Yeah, I've moved on to one about the Cuban Missile Crisis, so just kind of trucking along. So
what time frame was that? When was that? What era was that?
1963.
Oh, probably why I don't remember too much. Ain't quite that old. All right, ain't quite. Close. Not quite. Not quite. We're just have to go green flag. Pace cars, bring them around. Pace cars in. Here we go. Lawson. I'm hoping I'm saying this guy's last name is Luke.
Yeah, boy, you saw a lot of guys trying to anticipate that green, and we're guessing wrong, and we're goosing it and stopping it. Yeah, that flag being all the way down the Dennis straightaway really is something different.
It is, and look at this battle for the lead right now. Lawson and Evans up front. Luke right now, they're hanging on, but they're 3 wide for that 3rd place spot.
Yeah, Carson Nicholson was almost on top of that berm. He did a nice job.
Oh, Gill. Wow, a little contact. Him and Christopher got together a little bit. That puts Goldner instantly up in the 4th place spot, but he's trying to get more.
Yeah, and he's putting that tire right on the berm, and it's just hooking perfectly as he moves into P3 here. Let's see how many he can get here before the end of this road.
Might be the biggest difference between the small and big. You're able to do that and drive through that bottom side berm.
Yeah, you can a little bit. Steven's pushing the limit with it. He goes any further up, he's going to get that car upset. So he's doing a real nice job. But he's got a long way here to go before he can reel in Cameron Evans here. Cameron's running a real nice line, too.
He is, and the top 4 all spread out. They got a good lead over Piercefield, who's back in 5th right now, kind of running his own deal, trying to see what he can muster up, get back here. Meanwhile, Nicholson, and now he's trying to battle with Lawson to take that 3rd place spot.
Yeah, and he's trying to do a Goldner. Look at him have that tire right up on that berm there, and it's, like you said, got the power to kind of do something there with it. But he went a little bit too high there, but right there he's got to make it work and slide right by him.
Noticing the suspension on these cars kind of helping them a little bit with that bottom curve. I mean, the way that front tire on that left-hand side kind of kicks up in the air.
Yes, and it will help, but there's a real fine line, and you're talking a matter of inches between it helping and it really being a problem.
Yeah, they got to know how to put it there. It looks like you want to put that left tire on the berm, but you don't want that back tire touching it.
Exactly right, and it's they hit it every time, especially in the feature when you got all kinds of guys around you. That becomes more difficult.
Goldner trying to see if he can't run down Evans out front, who's got a master lead here in our heat race number 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. It looks like it's going to be all Evans bringing it home. Lawson's going to hang on to 4th, as long as he doesn't stuff it in the wall here coming out of 3 and 4. It'll be Evans, Goldner, Nicholson, and Lawson bringing home for heat race number 1. Shoot us on over here to heat race number 2. That's right, Super Dirt Car Series, folks. If you like big blocks and if you like the ground pounding that we're seeing here right now, check out the Super Dirt Car Series from Florida to Canada. They got some awesome premier drivers and some earth-shattering, ground-pounding sound of the Super Dirt Car Series. Butch Baker out front, Jeffrey Barker there. So we got Baker Barker 1 and 2, Ryan Beagle up in 3rd, Nicholas Vickery 4th, Chris Steele there in 5th, Joe Canella 6th. Nick Keene's going to be there in the 7th place spot. Here we go.
Yeah, and once again, another heat race where we got a pretty fast guy that's going to be starting shotgun. But I tell you, the big row that I'm going to be watching is that 2nd row with Beagle and Vickery. Those guys are really, really good in the car. And Nick, as we said, has been on a little bit of a roll. He didn't get the podium last race, but he was right up front.
A stout field here.
Yeah, this is a stout one. I mean, Barker's up there. We've seen him on the podium this year. Chris Steele is, always quick everywhere we go. Canella's the same thing. Baker, up there on the pole, he's new to the league. So, eyes will be on him for that reason, just to see what he can do and then see how quick he is and that kind of thing.
Nobody gave him the memo on, hey, look, you got about all the superstars here in the league behind you.
Yeah, and that, that's actually, funny you say that. That's actually an advantage for him because he doesn't know to either be worried or how to drive. And,
that's true.
When you go into a new league and it's your opening night in there, there's so many unknowns. And you've really got to figure it out on the fly, how guys race, how you can race them. There's no meeting that you could go to and everybody give you a list of how they want to be raced. But you're getting ready to turn him loose. We're about to find out how this guy, how he can handle everything. And he was quick in last race, so let's see how he does here.
He was. Pressure's going to be on here at heat race number 2. Pace cars in, green flag flies. Barker and Company up front. We got Barton already. Oh man, looks like Barker got in the wall and he went way back in the back.
Yeah, it looked like Baker. What he did is, the thing is, you got so much torque coming in the green, you cannot just step on the gas. You do that, you spin your tires, and the back kicks out.
Victory right here hanging on the fourth, that final transfer spot. He's got Steele in front of him. Meanwhile, Beagle's going to see if he can't run down Baker out front as he's got the lead. Top four instantly go to the feature. Nick King outside looking in. He's closing in on Victory. He wants that fourth place spot.
Yeah, he's a big mover so far in this heat race. Remember, he started shotgun on the back of the field here, and now he's knocking on the door for a transfer spot.
Not really familiar or used to seeing Nick in one of these style cars. He's more of the pro late model type of guy, but looking pretty strong right now as Victory is moving up on Steele. We got a battle going to happen for third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, it's anybody's race at this point. And they look pretty evenly matched, too.
They do, and right now, you're not worried. Remember, Big got Homicide out there. He's about to commit one if he has to. Oh, Nick got it a little bit in the Steele. They were 3 wide. He was able to make the pass. He goes to third. Vic hangs on to a fourth right now.
Yeah, Nick overdrove the corner there just a little bit, washed up a little bit, but all three are able to keep on going, and the battle continues.
And I'm going to tell you what, Barker out front looking strong right now. He said, hey, I ain't worried about being all these superstar heavy hitters. And then I'm going to show you what I got. He's looking strong. Here's Beagle. Now it's got a little bit of trouble. He's got King coming up on him.
Yeah, Nick has closed the gap there, so we'll see what he's got. He's got a couple laps to do something here.
And if Victory makes one little slip, Steele will be right there.
Yeah, and Nick King he's using the bottom. He's lower than anybody else is right now, and it's still working. I can't believe more haven't gone down there to try to emulate what he's doing.
And King's looking strong, like you said. He's going down the inside. Normally, I'm used to seeing Beagle do that inside groove, but he makes that pass for second. Now he's going to set his sights on our leader, Barker. But white flag one more time. Does he got enough time to get around him?
Last lap, and Baker has pulled down to kind of take his line away, so we'll see what happens here.
I apologize to him. I keep calling him Barker, but Baker out front. Out of 4, he's going to hang on to it. It's going to be Barker, King, Beagle, and Victory bringing on the top 4 here in heat race number 2. Solid. Spin us on over here to heat race number 3 here, folks. That brings us up to World of Sports podcast. Come out, relax, enjoy, sit around. As old Mike and Rod, they drive you through the crazy world and exciting, wonderful world of sports. They dive into it and have a lot of guests throughout. Check them out at the World of Sports podcast. As we got Alex Pomeroy out front, Jeffrey Kemper there in second, Brandon Bender in third, Dean Reynolds fourth, Barry Goldner in fifth, Bobby Good in sixth, and Don Hines not racing.
Nope, these cars are too fast for me.
Yeah, right.
This should be a good heat race too. I mean, that's a good thing here.
Would end up winning if you went out here.
No, these aren't my strong cars, but I tell you, that's the cool thing about the C2C. Anybody out there listening, and you're not a member of the league, apply to the league. You want some good, clean racing. You've seen our heat races and everything else, and you know what? These fields are stacked from front to back. There's no give-me's in this league, so if you really want a league that challenges you, this is a good league to do. You go out to c2crl.com, sign up, and come out and have some fun with us. Another heat race. We're the third heat race in, and I'm looking. I got Pomeroy on the front row with Kemper and Brandon Bender. Those guys, Dean Reynolds, Bob DeGood. We saw Bob have a lot of pace earlier with the 358. And he's at the back. So I mean, got a lot of guys. Any one of these guys can win this heat race, and it's been like that every night or every heat race. So like I said, if you're out there and you're just kind of watching, think, hey, what's this league about? Give us a look there, c2crl.com, and come play with us.
Absolutely. Set to go 2x2 here. Heat race number 3.
In a heat race like this too, there are not that many cars, 4 transfer, 2 don't, but you still, as a driver, like right now, if I'm going down the back straightaway, I'm thinking of different scenarios and what I'm going to do in those scenarios when we get to turn 1. If I'm on the outside, what is my plan? And it's amazing how often the plan goes right if you think things through. You know who you're racing around. You know their tendencies. That's so easy to do, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Pace cars in. Green flag's about to fly. We're racing Pomerleau, Kemper, Bender all up front. You see Reynolds going to see if he can't dive there on the middle. Maybe get a few more spots. He's in the 4th place right now.
Yeah, but at 4th place, that's the last transfer spot. You can never feel too safe right there. You always like to get that 1 or 2 to get that little bit of a buffer. But you see Barry Goldner right there on the bottom. That 4th is under fire right now.
It is, and also out in the lead, they're about 3 wide trying to track that down as you got Bender out front, Pomerleau sitting there in the middle with Kemper along with it. These guys, well, we've said it week in and week out, and I know you've emphasized it. Don't get greedy too much because you never know. You can get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, you don't want to go to the B and then have to start towards the back and kind of ruin your night. If you're sitting there first, second, you're going to have a really good starting spot for the A main. It's 30 laps, Try to be patient there and do what you can do. I mean, if an opportunity is there where there's an opening, yeah, you go for it. You're racing. But, you don't want to – the key is by getting greedy, you don't want to put yourself in a bad spot. That's the key.
Yeah, there you go. You see Reynolds able to put a slider on Kemper, but Kemper fires back to the inside. Goldner's back there outside looking in, seeing what these 2 guys in front of him is going to do. Reynolds got that top side cushion rolling. Has Bender right now out front for Kemper. Hanging on the 3rd. Reynolds there in 4th.
Yeah, Reynolds crossed him over here, and Kemper did a real nice job coming out of 4, using that power to drive up off the bottom to make that pass. And now here we go with, Reynolds caught that berm a little too much, and it just killed his progress right there.
That Barry Goldner move up there on his back end some. He's luckily able to pull away from him. Kemper still hanging on the 3rd. Reynolds trying everything he can to fire back down on that inside, see if he can't get around Kemper for that 3rd place.
He's going to have a run on him down the front straightaway here.
Yeah, it was been a good drag race there. Kemper would have held him off.
Yep. But now he inches ahead. Now the next time through 3 and 4, Kemper's going to come back with that momentum on the outside, but watch Dean here on the bottom. He'll complete the pass here coming out of 4 where he can move up.
Yeah, if he hits it just right and he's able to slide it. Here we go, white flag. Has Kemper got enough to get back, or does he want to get back up there just content to stay in the 4th final transfer spot? As Bender, the man out front, 2 more turns. Pomerleau in 2nd. Reynolds hanging on the 3rd. And it's going to be Kemper coming home in 4th. Good little heat race here for heat race number 3.
Yeah, those guys did a nice job of running each other clean and giving each other room there. That's part of what makes it a lot of fun out there when you got guys that will race you clean and you can trust.
Brings over Chip Banger Racing B main tonight here with the Chip Banger Racing group. As we got Logan Gill out front, Chris Steele there in 2nd, Barry Goldner in 3rd, Andy Piercefield 4th, Jeffrey Barker starting in 5th, Bobby Good there in 6th, Christopher Kloop in 7th, and Joe Canellas 8th place spot. Everybody will make it, so kind of use this as a test session here for these guys.
Yeah, check the track out, move around, do some things, have some fun here, and just try to figure out where you are best with your car and then make your plan for the future. But a little extra track time for them, that's for sure.
Yes. All right. It was a good little heat race last time.
Yeah, nice little heat race. And I expect this to be pretty competitive too. All these guys in their heat races at various points showed a lot of pace. And, every car you pass here, I know we say this every time probably, but every car you pass here is one less you have to pass in that main.
Absolutely. What's the starting grid for if you win this one?
I believe, let me look here. We have 3 heat races, so you'll start 13th.
Okay. All right, line them up. 2x2. B main here tonight. Banger Racing. Let's go. We got. Pace car's in.
Green, green, green.
B-Main, green flag. Gill get a good jump out front, so the battle's on around about that fourth place spot.
Yeah, and the track is starting to go through a transition now where it's getting a little bit slicker. You're going to have to change your driving style from what you did in the heat race. It'll be interesting who can adjust here and make it work, and who's going to have a little work to make it work.
There you go. Barker right now is making it look pretty good. Back in fifth, but you got Kloop right there along with him, trying to battle him on the outside. Meanwhile, Barry Goldner in front of him. So you got one high, one low. And Gill's got this place figured out so far, though.
Yeah, he's really using that momentum really nicely to get the advantage and coming off the corners and kind of pull Jeff down the front, down the straightaways.
Yes, it is. See, Barry Goldner's able to move around. Gill right now has got a huge lead over Steele. Steele in second. Piercefield, good run for him up in third as Goldner's able to hold off. But, boy, he's got Christopher right there on his back end, chewing at him. If he makes a mistake, he's going to run through the door.
Yeah, I mean, and Gill up there leading there, he like I said, he's got to figure out how to get off these corners. These other guys, they've just got their back ends out just a little bit too far. Maybe a little straighter off the corner, and their pace would pick up. But it's easier said than done. Like I said, it's starting to slick up. You're going to have to change what you were doing. What you were doing in the heat race no longer works for this track. What it's doing right now.
Absolutely. You got Christopher there with Goldner and Steele. Barker there in the mix. That's been a good battle throughout this whole entire B-Main.
It has. I've been kept my eye on it and just kind of watching, and these guys are really going. And even the two behind them with Canellis and DeGood there are kind of battling out amongst themselves too.
Oh, yeah. Got DeGood looking on the inside of Canellis back there, trying to see what he can get around. Throw that move on the inside. Don't want to catch that inside burn like you said. Meanwhile, they're kind of splitting it up before that third, fourth, and fifth as Piercefield still out front with Christopher there in fourth. He's getting away from Goldner a little bit. Barker still right there, so if anything happens, he might be able to chomp on him. These guys right now are kind of getting spread out, and as I say that now, they're back on top of each other.
Yeah, just kind of going back and forth, and this is a precursor to what I think we're going to see in the future again. Every position all the way through the field is going to be fiercely challenged. Guys are going to have a really high level of awareness, and they're going to be able to race. This track's going to be there where you're going to have options. So this is going to be pretty exciting here when we get through this and get into the main event.
Yeah, Barker's there. Christopher, white flag one more time. You got Gill out front, going to bring it home. Oh, a Steele behind him. Piercefield there in third. Christopher up in fourth. That's a good solid B-Main here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to finish, or they're going to enter turn three. It doesn't look like anybody's challenging too much for anything. But like I said, that feature, that the track's going to continue to transition and get slicker and slicker. They're going to start moving up, and you're going to see the guys that can manage the throttle and do that. They're going to rise to the front.
Well, here we go. We'll be right back. Get a word from some of our sponsors.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, folks, getting set here for our feature tonight. That's right. These guys are finishing up their warm up. Here we go. Feature time. I'm going to grid these guys up. Man out front, we got Cameron Evans. Going to be on pole here with Butch Baker. There in second, Brendan Bender up in third. Stephen Goldner started fourth. Nick King started fifth. Alex Pomerleau in sixth. Carson Nicholson in seventh. Ryan Beagle eighth. Dean Reynolds ninth. Brian Lawson in the 10th place spot. We got 20 machines about to do battle on the track here. Let's rev them up here tonight. There you go, folks. Get set here to go to our Icon Sim Sports restart. Bring it, tune it up here a little bit, crank it. For you, Dylan Westbrook Racing as the green flag's about to fly. A few more cars on this one here, John.
Yeah, you know, the top three are three kind of invaders, so to speak. Cameron Evans, Butch Baker, Brandon Bender, those guys have come from other series. So they're not familiar with our guys, and then they maybe not even familiar with each other. So that could lead to some interesting racing up front. Our first regulars, to sort of speak, are Stephen Goldner and Nick King, who are going to line up fourth and fifth in here. So this will be fun to watch.
Let's see what these guys can do as we're getting set. We've seen some multi-groove racing all night long with these cars. It's Evans, Barker, Bender, Goldner,
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag. We're racing. Let's crank it up here. A little bit of a checkup on the front, but bring it on to life here with Dylan Westbrook Racing. These guys complete the laps and they are storming around this track, and there's action all the way through the field. It is 2x2 for the most part, but Evans right now has got a clean lead out front in it.
Yeah, Barker, now you got me doing it. Baker, who started outside the front row, seems to be struggling with the slick conditions here, and he's already fallen back to fifth, sixth position. Oh, we got a big wad up in turn one.
Oh, we do. Wow. Reynolds involved in that one. Vic involved in it. Back on the Malcolm Mills replay, see if we can't make out. Looked like Lawson was involved. Wow. Watching the replay right here. Picked up high, and they're about 3 wide in front of him.
Yeah, and that looks like that's a result of what I did in the track preview, where you're trying to come out and swing out. And, they just kind of met in a place there a little bit. So, yeah, and that just a lot of other guys, just innocent victims there. But, you know, when you come out of the corner, and nobody was at fault here. I mean, just a racing, they're just kind of trying to go for that same spot. But you got to be careful. You know, if you're on the outside, you got to know that guy. You kind of cringe, okay, how far is he coming up? The guy on the inside has got to know he can't come all the way out to the wall there. So, but it's easy to do. Things happen fast in dirt racing.
Yes, it does. Here we go. Just had to go back green. Too bad of a start, though. We had action all the way throughout the field. I know Evans didn't want to see that.
No, he didn't. But judging by the start he got a second ago, I don't think he's going to be too worried. He got a great start. So when they come around here next time, it looks like the lights probably go off.
That's right. And we'll get set. We'll go back with our Icon Sim Sports. Restart here tonight. Gambling Motorsports Big Block. Cool Rays Coast to Coast Racing League. Out front, Evans, Bender, King, Golden, Baker. Top 5. Two by two.
And I get to re-rack them and do it all over again. And these starts are nerve-wracking from the driver's seat.
It is. Pace cars in. If Evans is able to get a jump, he does.
Yeah, and Nick King is going to take up to second now. It looks like he's underneath Bender coming out of 2.
Yeah, Bender did not get started like he wanted. And it kind of, that car bogged down a little bit on the start. Don't know what happened. But they got him into trouble. King's able to capitalize down low. They are 3 wide behind him, though, with Pomerleau, Baker, Beagle, Nicholson, and Gill. Well, it's an awesome race throughout that field.
Yeah, and Goldner's leading the charge. Stephen Goldner's leading the charge on the outside there in 4th. He's up there, and it looks like they're about even. He can close in a little, and then they're still driving away a little bit on corner exits. So, well, as this track develops, which it will, it'll be interesting to see if that flip-flops.
It does. It's a madhouse around about 3rd, 4th place spots. You got Pomerleau, Goldner, Beagle, along with Baker, Gill, and company. I don't know who's got the advantage because it looks pretty even on the bottom and pretty even on the top.
Yeah, and you know the top has an advantage getting into the corner, and the bottom looks like it has the advantage getting off. So yeah, like I said, maybe a little bit later it'll flip flop where they'll have the advantage maybe getting in, but you know that momentum on the top is going to carry. And now Goldner is starting to inch back up towards Bender there.
He is. He's hanging on to 4th. Pomerleau right behind him. You got Beagle in the mix, too. He is up there on that top side. Contact. Pomerleau's able to hang on to it. Good job by him.
Yeah, that was a nice save by Pomerleau there. And now he's going to have to gather back up, clear his head, and go back to work and try to make those spots back up.
Could have been heavily disastrous for him, but it did drop him to 10th. You got Christopher Kloot back along with him. Lawson, Barker, Piercefield back there in the mix. But it's just racing all the way through the field. Still Evans and King with Bender, the top 3 out front, single file. Oh, car round. Barker. Ouch.
Yeah, that looked like, I have to go back and look at the replay. That looked like that probably started with Nicholson there, maybe getting a little loose.
Go back on to Malcolm Mills. Let's see what we got here. Nicholson, what is involved? Yep, boom. And then Barker, nothing he could do, just getting bounced around.
Yeah, actually that was, 2 guys again going for the same spot. Looks like Baker was up in the middle there and kind of came down a little bit onto Nicholson, and you get together with the open front tires there, and yeah, that usually does not have good results.
Evans up there going, man, I got another big lead. Now I got to let these guys get back on me again.
Yeah.
Frustrating part of the race.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Well, you seen anything that you do a little different out here?
Well, I would probably be towards the top, just trying to make that work up there and seeing how many, because there's not too many guys up there doing it. A lot of guys are at the bottom. So if you can be the first to get it to work, you're going to gain spots like that. You're not going to gain too many just playing follow the leader on the bottom. So I would be right now. I mean, we're getting. Pretty close to, halfway into this race. You've got to start figuring out how to pick up spots if you're back in that pack.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Goldner's there. King, Bender. See what happens on this restart. A good one so far. Big block here tonight. The late model still come here, folks. Line them back up for Icon Sim Sports restart. Pace car gonna duck off. And Evans gets that good jump again.
Yeah, big advantage being the leader, knowing when you're going to go. You don't have to wait on that green flag.
You do not. You're right. Goldner hanging on to a fourth, but it's a battle for second with King, Bender right there. One top, one low. Evans still out front leading this one. So it's 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back.
Yeah, fiercely battling each position, all the way from about third and fourth all the way back to about 12th. It looks like incredible racing by these guys.
Yeah, it is. Just looks smooth. You sit back and watch and look. Meanwhile, here comes Bender up front. He's trying to see if he can't get a piece there of Evans, but King has other plans. He wants that top spot away from him. Here comes Goldner around him.
Yeah, these guys are really, really going at it here. I couldn't even tell you which one is the faster of the bunch. I mean, they look that evenly matched.
And it does. I mean, because you see one go up top, one go to the bottom. Nobody can get that advantage except for Evans out front right now. But you see Bender, Goldner, and King. And now it's a side-by-side door talking to between King and Goldner. Those two guys are racing it out.
Yeah, and Evans really isn't running away. The advantage he has right now is the advantage he got on the start. I didn't know any better. I'd say those guys are slowly catching up to him.
Lap time-wise, he ran a 20:34 to a 36:55:46. So, I mean, they are all running about lap times within each other. He's not, like you say, climbing away, but he's maintaining.
Yep. And
he's loving what he's seeing, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's probably what's keeping them at bay. If they get that situated for second, I'll be real interested to see if any of those guys got the car to get up there and challenge.
That's the hard part. Like you just said, a key word, trying to get it situated, because every time Bender thinks he's in front, here comes King firing back on his outside, got that momentum. And then Goldner and Beagle's coming into the play, too.
Yep. And again, you're trying to pass the guy in front of you, all while trying to defend the guy from the guy behind you. That's tough to do.
Lots of dirt track racing affair here going on. Look at Beagle now. He's found his groove down low. We know he likes running the low line in the Beagle machine. As he's up underneath Goldner, going to try to take that spot away. King's there with it. They are 3 wide for third, fourth, and fifth.
Man, I just don't even know who to. Like I said earlier, none of them seem to have a clear-cut advantage here. This is great racing, though. They've been side by side for how many laps now, and nobody has laid a fender on each other.
Absolutely not. It's been all Evans out front, but Bender, King, Goldner, and company have done an outstanding job as they're battling it out back here. Piercefield back there in the 18th place spot. But throughout the field here, just looking, they got a. But the best battle on the track, though, is right here with the second, third place spot.
Yeah, and Goldner just got a monster run into the corner, and it looks like he's going to clear King now for third.
Can he hang on and maintain it, or is King going to sling that thing in there? He's going to try to see if he can hold the bottom line, but Goldner, like you said, got that good push up top on the cushion. Here comes Beagle with him. They are still dead heat even coming out the turn.
Yeah, Nick is fighting back on the bottom here. And when the laps are ticking down, I bet you those guys are holding their breath every time they hit in those corners.
They are. You almost saw a good slide job completed there by King, but it was locked up on the top end by Goldner. And you still see Bender hanging on to it there in second. But here comes also Pomerleau into the mix. He says, welcome to the party.
Yeah, what it looks like is turn 1 and 2, the bottom here is working a little better, and 3 and 4, the top is. So one group of guys, the guys on the outside have an advantage. Down here in 3 and 4, you can make a little hay, then we get over here to 1 and 2, and the guys on the bottom fight back.
Absolutely. Boy, I tell you what, now you also got Gill coming up into this mix. Oh, caution out. Chris Steele around. a Malcolm Mills replay. See what happened to Chris back here. He's with Vic. Vic down low. Looks like that burn got him and came right up into Steele just a little bit. Two guys trying to take the same spot on the track at the same time.
Yeah, that's the thing where Nick just jumped that cushion, and like I said, it just what it does is it shoves the nose of the car. And when I say shoves the nose, you've got that wheel turned like you're trying to make the corner, but that car just wants to keep going straight to the outside wall there, and that's exactly what happened there. Just a mistake by Nick, and tough break there for Chris Steele. Wrong place, wrong time.
Oh, yeah. So they'll go single file, and I know this really helps out Evans.
Yeah, well, I'll be interested to see what happens with second, third, and fourth. Will they get back to 2 by 2, and, or will the guys just stick to one lane? This is going to be interesting to see. We've only got, when we get to the green, we'll have about 5 to go.
Going to be interesting. Close it in here, folks. Can Evans hold on to it out front? Maybe one of them guys behind him going to steal it. We've seen time and time again that a guy out there dominates, and then the caution flies late, and seems like the line they were running goes away, and that second place guy get up there and steal it from him.
Yeah, and it can happen easy here because this track is big. So, I mean, you know, the laps are not, it's not like a Fairbury where the laps click off in the blink of an eye. You've got time in different places on this track you can pass. So you've got options. It'll be interesting to see what they do here as they get ready to come to green.
Yeah, it is. So here we go. Evans got to think about that too, but he's been getting firing on all 8 cylinders. We get set for an Icon restart here. Our Gamma Motorsports Big Block Series tonight. SBGC 3D Thursday Night Thunder.
Yeah, if he can get a restart like he's been, that'll be a big advantage because it'll take at least 2 laps to reel him back in, and that'll only leave 2 laps then to try to complete a pass.
Pace car's in. Evans does get a good jump. Bender there. Oh, we got a car upside down. I saw a car getting to the fence there. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, no caution, and then they are going to resume. Goldner does want that second place.
King right there with Beagle. Beagle gets a little sideways, hangs on to it. Boy, he's going to lose a massive amount of positions with that one, but he's able to hang on to it straight. Pomerleau now up into that 8th place spot as those guys are beating and banging and leaning. Meanwhile, King up front. Vickery's trying to pull it to the top side, but Bender's hanging on. He's got Goldner there harassing him for second.
Yeah, once again, you know, we're for the caution, side by side. You know, one end of the track, one would get an advantage. The other end of the track, the other would. We're right back to it, and the laps, they are clicking down. We're getting to the end of this.
Evans is loving everything he's seeing in that rear view right now. He said, guys, battle it out. I'll take this white flag and bring it on home here tonight for the big block, small block. As it's Goldner, Bender, King, all battling it for second place. Any one of those guys can take that second, third place home tonight.
Yeah, that's a sign of a good race. When we're getting down to it, a lap and a half or so to go, and we still don't know who we're going to interview. That's a good race.
Evans might be the only one we can say for sure, as long as he hangs on to it coming around. Yep. Nothing drastic happens, but it's still a battle for that second, third.
Yeah, it really is, and then this, you know, neither side has got a clear-cut advantage, just like they have been the last 15 laps. But here he comes, getting the white flag.
Yep. Out of the turn, it's going to be Bender for second, Goldner in third, and it's going to be all Evans going to hang on to it out front. What a feature this was here tonight. We'll roll and see if we can't get a few of these guys up here and get a word with them. It was an exciting race there, folks. Y'all like that? I've always said before, I don't know what to do for you. Maybe watch some golf. That's the only thing I can tell you. And we don't got none of that on the channel.
Yeah, and like I said, you know, if you want to be part of the action, it's simple. Go out to c2crl.com and sign up and come out and race.
Gotta wait for these guys to get in here on this one too. None of the guys are in here.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, they'll be here, I'm sure, shortly. But man, it's at least it gives us a chance to catch our breath a little bit. Man, that was wild.
That was an
intense race. We'll see what these late models bring here. I can't wait to
I
get
think
on the
Evans
track.
was the only one that maybe felt comfortable up front. But here's Stephen Goldner. We'll bring him up, let you get a word with him.
Stephen Goldner, this is John up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, John.
Hey, long time no talk. Man, I tell you what, it looked like the bottom had the advantage down on 1 and 2. It looked like top had the advantage up 3 and 4, and that just kept you guys side by side the last 15 laps. Walk me through everything you were trying to do to kind of get the advantage there.
Yeah, I mean both lines are pretty equal. I think the top was too far around, on the exit, so I was kind of trying to diamond it off a little bit and get a run. It was working, and then I was worried. Probably honestly worried a little bit behind me. I didn't know what everyone else was running. With me running like a diamond off the corner, it really leaves, if someone's down in there, I might get contact. I didn't really want that, running on a podium position. So we kind of went a little bit conservative with, I think, 2 to go, and should have just kind of stuck with what we were doing because we might have had a shot to beat him to the line there for second. But we'll take third, and we'll go on to next week.
Well, outstanding run, an outstanding couple of runs here, a couple of podiums and whatnot. Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I got to thank all the guys at Bandy Built Race Cars, Ross over at Velocity Race Designs, ABR Setup Shop, It's Perfect Photography, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Bikeman Brothers, the Gambling Motorsports for the sponsorship for this series, Joe and John for the broadcast, Roger, and everyone that's involved with the league.
Thank you for putting on a great show. I can tell you, if everybody who was watching had to enjoy that one. That's Stephen Goldner, third place finisher tonight.
Yeah, it is, man. He did an outstanding job, and I do not see the other two. So we're going to step over here to the Pro Mods. I'm thinking about drag racing. Pro late models, folks. We'll be right back after this.
Cool has always been a leader in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
All right, folks. Now we got the Pro Late models out here. And these guys are going to storm around here tonight for this one. It'll be a good one. So, Chip Banger Racing Pro Late models. We got our SBGC3D.com pre-race show here. And, well, that big block, small block was an exciting race there, John.
Yeah, it sure was. I'm just now catching my breath. And now I got to go to work and get in the car here. So, hopefully it didn't wear me out too much.
Absolutely. What's up, Ducky and Evans? No problem. Okay. So the top two don't have Discord, nor do I. Okay, so that makes sense. All right.
Okay.
Well, they have to download it.
Yep.
So there you go.
We'll try to get that squared away for him. Then.
John will help you out. Get up with John, the Gamma Motorsports guys. He's on Facebook, by the way, and they'll help you out. Or anybody from that matter.
Absolutely. Anything anybody needs, if I can help, I'll be happy to. But we're on the track. We're qualifying. We'll see how this thing. See if I can get this car up towards the front.
And if you do get your Discord up and running, we won't be here next week. And I want to go ahead and give everybody a wish early Thanksgiving because I won't see you then here. But the next, I'll try to get you interviewing. How's that? Got the Pit Stop Podcast qualifying session underway. Like I said, John's going to be racing in this one here, folks. We'll see, and he already shoots it up to the top slide. All right, we can already say he's cheating. He's got a speedboat out here. He's had advantage over the other guys. He's been able to look up here all night long, find out what they're doing.
Yeah, I tell you, this car got done with the laps here, and it's the same thing though. Before, I did this earlier, but with these cars, it's even more important because even getting this, because before with the modified, you saw them hooking their tire up here. The suspensions in these are a little different. If you even get this car a little bit up on here, it shoots that nose out across the track once to go to the outside wall. So that's going to be a big trouble spot that guys are not going to want to be careful with. And, as far as racing, I think you're going to see that groove widen. And I think you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see some guys at that bottom. You're going to see some guys up against that wall. I'm hoping to see much of the same where it's just, got multi-groove and guys have options and then may the best guy win.
Well, Homicide knocked you off the top slot.
Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me. Nick has been on quite a roll, and Logan Gill parks it up there too. And it's tough up there, But the biggest thing, I'm ahead of Spees. That's all I care about.
I got you. There you go. Yeah, I know you got that awesome rivalry happening. So.
Yeah, and it's not even that and tonight's a good night because not only did I beat him, but I beat him by a lot, 35-38. So. But anyway,
you laid down the time a tenth faster than everybody. Wow.
Yeah, he did, and he probably hit his marks a little bit better than what Nick and I did. But if you look down through this field, though, you're talking, you take Logan out of the category here, but you look at the 32, you're talking a tenth and a half, and down to Carson and DC Smith and those guys. There's not a lot of room here in this field.
No.
So, everybody's going to be on it, and looks like I'll be in the fourth heat race here tonight. So the track's going to be a little bit more, or third heat race. So the track will be a little more worn in here. But these guys, this will be fun here to watch.
Well, let's bring it on over here. Heat race 1, Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. 37 years of 360 wing sprint action of EmpireSuperSprints.com. Check them out on Facebook and Twitter at Lucas Oil Empire Super Sprints. We got Cody Terry out front, Brian Dickinson second, Stephen Spees there in third, Logan Gill fourth, Kurt Shatner in fifth, and Brandon Bender is going to be the man starting in a sixth place spot. Top four instantly go to the feature. And this one, these are the pro lates, a lot faster and a little bit nimbler of a car here.
Yeah, and usually the iRacing sets, want to, these cars want to push early on, but I'll tell you, that set felt pretty good, right from the get-go here. So I expect to see good racing right from the drop of the green.
Oh, yeah. what is your game plan here tonight? You looking at the top or the middle or the bottom?
It's going to be too early to see. My game plan is to go where they're not. It's no fun just if you're up top, and even though I might be faster or I like it better, if you're following somebody, that's all you're going to continue to do is follow. You got to just go where they're not. Be ready to do it and be able to make the adjustments from inside the car to do it. And when I say that, lifting earlier, getting on the throttle a little bit sooner. There's a lot of different things you can do depending on where we're at in the track.
John plans to win. That's what it is. He plans to get out there and have the bragging rights over Spees and go nana to Spees all Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, usually I have a checklist, get to the A, get to the top 5, get to the top 3, and then try to win, So, as you check those boxes, that's kind of what you try to do for the evening.
If you can't win, then his next thing on the checklist is beat Spees.
Yep, absolutely.
Race trucks in. We're going green flag racing here. Heat race 1. You see Terry Dickens and Spees right there battling with Gill for that third, fourth place spot. And meanwhile, Schatz are outside looking in on this.
Yeah, right now the top 4 are pretty close here, and it looks like a really close race in there. Steven's got his nose to the inside of the second there.
He does. He's on the inside. Oh, got a little wiggly just a minute. That puts Gill on his back bumper, but he's still going to maintain on the inside of Terry and see if he can't do anything. Now, the difference, but one major difference I see about this car and what we saw with the kind of the open wheel front of the other one, you put that front end on the burn here, it doesn't go on there as easy as the big blocks, small blocks do.
No, it doesn't. I said earlier, it just wants to shoot the nose across the track, and if you got guys out there, you're racing for position, there's going to be contact if you do it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say pretty much you probably don't want to put that nose or even get near that berm down there in this car.
Well, you do want to get down there. If you get that nose right to the berm without getting it up there, yeah, you'll be just fine, but it's a fine line.
Got you. There you go. Right now you got Terry hanging on the Ford. Dickens out front, but he has Scott Schatzer tearing up his back bumper trying that fourth place spot.
Yeah, they're kind of spread out, and that's definitely the best battle right now for that fourth spot there. But it's tightening up there for the lead here with just a couple laps to go.
Man, Spees and the Gambling Motorsports powered machine up front trying to run down Dickens to see if he can't take that spot away from him. He's got a few more turns, or does he just sit back and take the second spot? I know you mentioned it time and time again, sometimes better to take that second place spot.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, yes, but this is the first heat race. You're going to be on the pole of the feature if you win this race, so there's a lot on the line. So you want to be on that front row. That's a huge advantage to start a race, and boy, Dickens really got up over the curve.
Where you start at?
You'll got 3 heat races. You'll start 5th.
Oh, really? Wow. So that kind of, lack of a better word, sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, you back up a little bit.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, I guess the importance is, but the problem is he's not going to have enough time to get it done. It's going to be Dickens, Spees, Gill, Terry taking on the top 4. That's that Common Core dirt math that we'll talk about. Heat Race 2 here, Super Dirt Car Series, the premier big block series. And folks, if you like it, a ground pounding, earth shattering sound of some cars, check out the Super Dirt Car Series. As we got DC Smith out front, Nick King there starting the second, Brandon Templeton third, Nicholas Vickery fourth, Christopher Clute. It's either Clute or Shoot. It's either one or the other. And then fifth, and Temper there in sixth. I'm about to hear what his name sounds like.
I'm gonna say it's Clute. That's what I would go.
That's why I'm gonna go with. I'm with you now, and I think it's got to be around there. But I've been fooled many a times.
Absolutely. Yep.
Silent words out there on them.
That's why I said I would go with it instead of saying, "Oh, it's that."
I'm gonna go with you on that one. I'm gonna say Clute. Yeah. He'll let me know. He'd be like, "Joe, my name is Oot," or something like that.
Yep.
And I'll be like, "I'd have never known."
Yeah, and we got another heat race of some pretty stacked talent here. you got Templeton, King, Vickery, DC Smith. I haven't had a race him too often. He's over from the Pro Dirt Late Model Series, so he's kind of an invader here. But I raced with those guys last night. They're all very, very good, so I expect good things from him. And then you got the two guys in the back that also have had pace here at various times this season. Excuse me. Just don't know who's going to get the advantage here.
Smith out front with King there in second, Templeton third, Vickery up in fourth. Homicide man himself.
Green, green, green.
All right, green flag. What King and them could do is King jumps out to the lead. Smith there in second. Vickery right now holding on to third, but Templeton's on his inside trying to get it.
Yeah, they're battling hard for that second between Vickery there, and it looks like he's going to power right around DC Smith there and bring Templeton with him.
Vic got that saying, eyesight or die. I don't think that's the right saying, really, man, with having a homicide on the back of your car, but either way.
Riding high, not afraid to die. Can he do it? Jack Hewitt. That's the same.
There you go. Well, I tell you, that sounded good. And we got Smith, or Templeton actually pulls it up to third. Smith falls to fourth. Clute right there hanging on to the fifth place spot with Kemper behind him. So everybody's kind of getting spread out a little bit. What I'm seeing about these cars, maybe we saw on the other ones, is doesn't look multi-groove as much as what it did on the other car.
Yeah, and these things are a little more aero sensitive too than the other cars. So if you get too close behind them, you can not only draft, but it can alter the way the car handles a little bit. I don't want to say aero push, but it can alter what you do into the corner and whatnot. So, it's tough. Plus, these things are a little bit quicker to an extent through the corner.
Well, I'm going to tell you, you brought that term up there, an aero push. That is something iRacing actually does very well. And if you're not, it more so for the NASCAR side of cars here with dirt, because they stay pretty much square bumper to bumper. Here, when you go into the turn, you are a little bit off, but it still can affect them a little bit. And if you're not familiar with what that is, folks, basically it's how the air flows over the car in front of you, and you're the car behind. You get so closer to a certain point, your car actually will want to. It doesn't want to turn. It doesn't want to rotate in a turn. It wants to push and keep going straight. And it's all because of the air that the car in front of you is pulling off. And iRacing actually does a pretty good job of imitating that or replicating it. You got a battle for the lead.
Yeah, and like I said, this track here, you can actually draft. If Nick just tucked up behind, Nick tucked up behind Nick, but if Nick Vickery tucked in behind Nick King, they would pull away from Brandon Templeton just because of the draft would do that.
And that's what it looks like as they're coming out of turn 4, final time. We got the World of Sports podcast, folks, here. Heat race number 3. And if you have not sit back and relaxed and enjoyed with Mike and Rod as they dive into the crazy, exciting, wonderful world of sports, check them out at the World of Sports podcast. Carson Nicholson out front. Andy Piercefield there in second. Doug Lester in third. John Hines going to be in the fourth one in here, and Joe Alter in fifth. Now, you mentioned earlier how they start.
Yep.
If you win this one, where do you start?
Since it's third heat race, you'll start inside row 3.
Well, if you finish second in here, what happens?
Now you're going to make me do math on the fly here, but I do believe you'd start P6, I do believe.
How do you come up with this math, by the way?
Well, because winner of the first heat starts pole. Winner of the second heat is third. Winner of the third heat is, or the winner of the second heat is second. The winner of the third heat is third. So there's your top 3. And then it starts all over. The second place in heat 2 or heat 1 will start P4. Winner of heat race, or second place in heat race number 2 will start P5. Second place here will start P6.
How do they, and I probably folks should know all this stuff, but I'm learning. That's why I got a driver up here and I got an expert like John in the booth with me.
No, I wouldn't call me an expert, but
I just do the play-by-play, folks. I mean, come on, against the technical side. That's why I go to. If you don't know the answer, you go to somebody that does. So, how do they then from the qualifying? How do they line up the heats? Know what heat you're going to be in? Like you're in number 4.
Yep, because I was third. I was in the third heat because I was third quickest, so I got the third. I got the invert for the third race, and it just kind of backwards that way. The fastest guy was going to start 4th in the first one, second.
So it still works the same way in qualifying. So whoever puts it on poles in the first heat, seconds in the second, thirds in the third, fourths in the fourth, et cetera, whatever. Or if there's only 3, then the 4th place driver is going to be in the first heat, 5th place driver in the second. So it was like go over and over and over like that.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. But it's a math game, folks. It's a math game. Good thing about this heat, though, is everybody's going to make it to the feature because there's only 4 drivers. Green flag. So kind of a test session for these guys out here. We'll see what they can round about. See John taking that top side as Piercefield Nicholson battling for the lead. Contact. John had to check up just a little bit in the back. Lester there with him. Meanwhile, Piercefield, this is some close quartered racing. You got that cruise shop FW.com machine back there trying to bide his time, seeing what those 2 guys in front of him are going to do. He's got a front row seat to it with Lester and Piercefield, as those 2 are going to take it door to door. Contact. Piercefield runs up the track. That's going to open the door up for Hine. He's going to shoot it down on the inside. Boy, he puts the afterburners on. Flies on the inside there. Piercefield fires back to the outside, though. Rumbling strong. Meanwhile, Nicholson out front leading it. It's still Hine. Piercefield, door to door. Slide job, beautiful move there by Hine. Never mind, Piercefield says, you look cool doing it in a boat. Then I'm going to get up there and try to sink it. Man, a little contact between the 2. Meanwhile, here comes Lester. He put the front bumper up underneath the rear bumper, whatever you want to call it there. Went back into that car and just took away the lead. Never mind, Nicholson said, I'm going to come back on the inside. Down in that inside groove right now. And firing back on a roundabout. Here comes Lester. Back to the inside. Oh, a little sliding. Nicholson got that car a little bit loose. Meanwhile, Hine made it around Piercefield, or got to the top side of him as Piercefield went down low. And Piercefield just cannot get any bite down there on the bottom. And Hine's just going to drive off into the sunset, rowing away. Meanwhile, up front, that lead, Lester's got it. Nicholson wants it. Nicholson pulls it back down on the inside here again. White flag one more time for the heat race number 3. A World of Sports podcast here, and it is a world of wonder up front. Lester, Nicholson, Hine, Piercefield. Who's going to win this one here? They come out of 4. It's going to be a drag race to it. It's going to be all Lester, though. Good heat race, folks, on that one. Brings us to our B-Main. Chip Banger Racing B-Main out here tonight. As we got Kurt Schatzer out front, Christopher Clute there in second, Joe Halter in third, Brandon Bender in fourth, and Jeffrey Kemper's going to round out the 5th place spot. That was an interesting heat race for you.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I had a bullseye on my car there, but we made it in. We're going to have some work to do in the feature, though.
Yeah, just some close quarter. I mean, how'd the car feel?
The car felt fine. Just some contact there. Put us behind the 8 ball a couple of times, and I mean, that's just racing. And so we'll
what
move on
lane do you
here.
think worked out better though?
All the top.
Top one, okay.
Yeah.
It looked a little slick when you got down on that bottom side there. It looks like the car wanted to shoot up the track real easy.
Well, in yes and no. Excuse me, man, my throat is just killing me tonight. But these are almost like the 358. You know, they're not like the super late models that have that ton of power. Well, if you got to brake, this is a momentum car. You've really got to keep that momentum, and that's why the top was working a little better, because on the bottom, you had to break enough momentum to get the car to kind of rotate through the corner. It just doesn't have the oomph to drive it up out of the corner, like what we were seeing with the big blocks. If we switch over to super late models, you're going to see a lot more options for guys because they're going to have that torque to do that on the bottom. But I don't believe that there's any plans to do that. So before anybody gets excited that we're going to switch to supers, we're not doing that, not to my knowledge. So, but just the difference between the two cars.
Why would they not switch to super late models? What's the biggest difference?
Well, I think this is a competitive car. It's the same reason why we run the 360s, not the 410s. The 410s are a fun car. You got a handful of guys that can really run them. But, for the most part, we're a community league. And then, this is a good mid-tier car that puts on good racing. A lot of guys can come in, even if you're a sprint car guy, can come in and jump in one of these and be competitive.
I couldn't.
Yeah, but you're not a dirt guy, so...
I'd say that, throw it out there. Hey, but I like the insight there. Like you say, I mean, learn a lot about the dirt side of stuff, difference between this car and that car. Even though they might look identical on the tracks, there is a lot of stuff underneath the hood of them. And these bodies that are definitely a lot different. As we go green here for our Chip Banger Racing B main. We got Christopher Kloot out front, and he's already banging with Schatzer up there for the lead.
Yeah, and Schatzer pushes really bad there in the corner and drives right up, pushes Bender all the way out to the wall there. That's tough with these cars. They do get a push. If you don't drive them in the right way or whatever, they just get a wicked push and want to go straight to that wall.
And maybe that's what I was referring to. Instead of getting loose, it looked like maybe they're getting a push, and it just kind of like they shoot up the track.
Yep. Yeah, and that's exactly what happens. You turn the corner, you get in the corner, and that car just wants to keep going straight. It's a helpless feeling behind the wheel, and you've got to really work the throttle to try to break the back loose to get the car to turn, and that's the best way to combat that.
And it's even worse, folks. I'm just going to say it on dirt, as opposed to if this was asphalt and that thing was pushing like that, you probably could let off the throttle, maybe tap the brake just a little bit, and the car would probably stop a lot quicker or catch a lot quicker. I mean, dirt, we've said it many times, it's almost like being on ice. They just, once they get going, they don't stop.
Yeah, they don't. Asphalt, yeah, you're right. You can kind of drag the brake a little bit, get a little light on the throttle, get the car back under control and walk it out to the wall. When the nose of these cars take off, you're changing lanes whether you want to or not. It's not a matter of, I'm going to just go a little high here. It's a complete change of lanes.
Pray there's nobody out there.
Yeah, pray there's nobody out there because you're going to hit them.
And again, that's where you're just getting those racing deals. Right now, good battle going on here with Bender and Schatzer. You got Kloot hanging on to the lead here for a B main here tonight. Kemper falling off the pace in the back, though.
And Bender's really trying to make that inside work, but it's just that momentum, you see it, Schatzer on the outside just able to just really get it going and then wind it out. Now where that's going to come, back though, is as that groove gets pushed further up to the wall, there's not too many guys that can get up there and run that wall. Yeah, there people are going to have to start migrating back down and finding other places to run, and that's going to make it real competitive in the future.
It looks like right now Schatzer's able to get out front, maintain that position he's got. Bender falls right back behind him for the moment. Just looks like the total inside lane. So for right now is almost a single groove track, but like you've said many times, somebody's going to have to try something different.
Yeah, and then, they're going to have 30 laps here once this thing gets going in the main to figure that out. And you just got to be patient and figure out what works best and hope that somebody else's best is somewhere else and not in the track where you want to be.
Definitely a good race so far. As the checker flag's about to fly, it's all going to be Kloot, Schatzer, Bender, Kemper. Top four here. Don't go anywhere, folks. Get a word from some of our sponsors as they come out of turn 4. We'll be right back.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
All right, folks, feature time here tonight. We're getting set here to go racing, and let's grid these guys up. As that man out front right now, Brian Dickens puts it out on pole. Nick King there in second. Doug Lesser in third. Stephen Spees in fourth. Nicholas Victory fifth. Carson Nicholson there in sixth. Logan Gill in seventh. Brandon Templeton eighth. John Hine ninth. Cody Terry 10th. DC Smith 11th. Andy Piercefield 12th. Christopher Clute 13th. Kurt Shatner 14th. Brandon Bender 15th. Jeffrey Kemper 16th. Here tonight. Let's gear them up. Rev them up. Here we go. All right. You heard it there. We're getting set. Guys are about to rumble. King out front with Dickens. What you got to do to get through this field here in 10th?
just be patient here and just see what happens. It's a long way to go here. We got 30 laps to do it, so we'll just take them one at a time.
There you go. All you can do. Lights off on the pace truck. We're getting set to go. Green flag. Knoxville style here. The SBGC Thursday Night Thunder. Bring it up here for Dylan Westbrook. Let's turn it up here on the restart here, folks. Listen to these machines come to life. Pace trucks in. Let's go racing.
Green, green, green. Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, yellow flag out. King crashing. This is, if I can see, that might happen up front here. King was right there. Let's go to Malcolm Mills replay and see. Yeah, he got right in the back. I'm not sure he got in the back end of it, and it just woed him up. And from there, boom. The chain reaction. Unfortunate on that deal. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that happening. Luckily, I'd gotten to the outside, so I was able to go up and around it. But, first laps, everybody was dicing there and not really giving each other a whole lot of room. So I think this is going to be one of those knockdown, drag-out fights here to the end between these guys.
Absolutely. I know it was just a start there, but did you get any feel for what the car was?
No, I didn't. I wasn't able to run the bottom on because if I had done that, I'd have ran through. I don't know if it was Templeton or who was in front of me on the bottom. I got up top about middle of the corner. By the time I got into 3, about halfway through, I could see the spin happening, so I had to let off. So not enough time to diagnose anything, figure out what I've got.
Okay. Set to go back green. Line them back up 2 by 2. Lights off on that pace truck. Green flag. We're back racing here. These late models, pro late models. And out front, Dick and Speeds right there on the inside. Speeds trying to take that lead away. He's got Lester and Nicholson there, 2 by 2. Down low, Speeds up top, Nicholson. Meanwhile, all the way through the field, you see it. It's 2 and 3 wide. About that 10th place spot, you've got Smith, Terry. What Hines looking like he's up to 7th right now, but they're 3 wide in front of him with Nicholson, Gill, Vickery. Vic's taking that top side, and somebody got heavy on the binders. Uh-oh. Dickens did. He's able to stay going. Wow. And that puts Spees out front, the top 3, and John's able to climb up to 3rd. With Vic, so you got Gambler, Spartan Gambler up front. Wow. All 3 of these guys, I'd line it up like a freight train, get away from that 4th place man, Lester, if we can't make some distance here. Meanwhile, you go a little further back, you got Gill down low, battling, and now caution out. Never mind. Flutes around. Still happen to clue here on the Malcolm Mills replay. Just a case of the car got wiggly on him and then the guy behind him nowhere to go. Well, you're up to 3rd.
Yeah, but the 3rd is about the worst spot you can start in. It's going to put me back on the bottom here, so hopefully we can get through 1 and 2 and get back up to the top. But boy, that was a little scary. I think that whole kerfuffle that happened there coming out of 4 I missed that by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was one of those things I saw out of the corner of my eye happening, and I went about a half a lane higher, and thank God I did, because I think that could have been a big problem if I hadn't.
Speeds is the man up front right now. What do you think you got to do here? Get around, Vic.
Get around 1 and 2 here on this start. Really is going to be big here. Steven, I just got to make sure that I can stay as close to him as I can, and that's really what it's going to come down to. So we'll see how we where we're at once we get into turn 1.
Okay. Green flag, back racing. You see Speeds gets that good start up front. Here comes Vic. Hines down low, but he's getting harassed also by Lester. Now they got a little breathing room in the top 3 because Nicholson's down low with it. Templeton's there too. Battles on back there with 3 wide for 5th, 6th, and 7th place spot. Man, they are squeezing the 31 of Templeton. Oh boy, he was almost like the turkey was stuffing in the middle of it. Piercefield back in 8, trying to see if he can't rumble to the front. And Nicholson now trying to close in on the back door of Hines. See if he can't take that spot away from him. Behind him, you got Bender, Lester, Piercefield and company. Ooh, close quarter right now. Piercefield, Templeton right with them. You got a lot of side-by-side dueling here. There's the 20 machine. Looks like that's can't get a good one. Actually, that's Terry down low and strong with Schatzer back there in the 10th place spot. That's where a lot of heavy hitting racing. Nicholson's trying. That's a battle for 3rd. He's peeking on the inside there, Hine. Utilizing that low line for the moment. Up front Speeds, though. Boy, he's got Captain Homicide. Nick Vick right there behind him. And Vickery almost took the top side away from Speeds. Top 3 guys are storming around this track here at Knoxville. Hine gets a good run up on the back bumper of Vickery. Seeing what he sees. I don't want to hit that wall, though. One little mess up. And old Nicholas right behind him. Going to be all over the top end of him. Actually, Nick is falling back now in the clutches of Lester, Templeton, and Templeton again getting squeezed. I'll tell you, he's feeling like orange juice in a machine tonight. Every time he gets up there, he's in the middle of a 3 wide sandwich. Right now, they're almost 4 wide. 3 wide again. Lester, Gill, Nicholson, and company. Good green flag run here. Your top 3, though, all in a freight train. Nose to tail on them. Hine is buried right there on the back bumper of Vic. Makes one little slip. He's going to teach Homicide, don't be mean. Hine right now holding on to it. Gill right there in 6th. It's about some of the best battling on the track. Back and forth. Gill, Bender, Nicholson. Excuse me. 3 wide again. This time Templeton says, hi, I ain't in the middle of this one. He broke out of that one, went back 2 wide. Now they're single file. And 1 lap, they're single file. Next lap, they're side by side. And the next lap, they're 3 wide. Who knows what these guys are going to do back here. putting sliders left and right. There's Bender, Templeton, Nicholson. Good job. Almost all of them here. Meanwhile, Speed still out front, holding it down. Vic behind him. Hine right there, so if any one of those top three make a mistake, any one of them could pounce on each other. Lester's there too. Gill's trying to move in. Still got this battle happening back here for 8th and 9th place spot. Chatzer, Templeton, Bender. No car around hard. Did he get it straight? Are you kidding me? He got it straight. No, DC Smith didn't know. And don't just sit on the track. Try to get turned around. Yeah, well, here's I'm going to say it. I don't know what in the world the flag man was doing. He must have fell asleep, bathroom break, or he's went and got something. But DC was sitting on the track and didn't throw a caution one. And don't slow down on the track now. DC's awful slow. Best thing to do if he's going to ride that slow is bring that thing home. And that's where you into the pits. Good job. Back up front, Hine, though, he's got... Well, Gill was right behind him there for a minute. And Speed's still out front. Look at Gill. Boom! Get up there to the side. Little trading paint and on the side of that boat. He says, I want to get on a cruise. Gill going to put a slider on him. Hine gets stuffed up to the wall. 3 wide move. Boom! All little bump and run. This is what we like seeing. Sighting racing up front. Get down to nitty gritty here on the last lap. Who's got it? Hine falls back to 5th. Nicholson storming right behind him. Hine's going to drive it right up underneath Lester. Oh, contact again between them two. Lester's up on the wall. He's repainting it with his car. Meanwhile, I don't know where Gill came from and what he turned on, but he turned on something. He's going to try to see if he can't get up here and knock Homicide Nicholas Vickery out of that second place spot. He's got that low line slider job working. Slider line is definitely working for him right now. He slings it right on there. Goes down low, lets it sling to the outside coming out of the turn. He's getting a good run on the back end. This man, very good shot right now. Logan Gill trying everything he can to take that second place spot away. Meanwhile, behind him, you got Hine, Nicholson, and Lester tearing it up for the 4th, 5th, and 6th place spot. Look at Hine sling it down with a slider. Then a crisscross move by Nicholson. Coming up here, the laps are winding down. It's been an outstanding run for these guys in these late models. Look at Hine. He's going to see if he can't put it there again. Gets up there side by side, going to talk it over. Good slide job moving. Nicholson, whoa, he got hooked, but was able to hang on to it. Good job, good job. Uh-oh, Gill was able to get around Nicholson. Well, Speeds has got to start sweating now. He's like, hurry up, where's the white flag? I want the checker. He's like, hold him off, Vic, hold him off. Vic goes for a slide job. Here comes Gill back on the inside. 2 to go in this one. I know Speeds is going, you got to be kidding me. Where'd this Gill guy come from? I believe if you'd have gave him about another 3 or 4 laps, Gill would have been there and blew right by Speeds. I don't know if he's got enough time to catch him. They're coming out of 3 and 4 to take the white flag. White flag one more time. Won't matter what they do. They killed himself on the track here. Some bad, fast boys. You see Vic says, I want my second place back. He's got 2 more turns to get it done. Don't know if he's going to be able to. Nope, it's going to be all Speeds, Gill, Vickery. Meanwhile, back here, Hine, this guy shot around. Boom! Oh, Hine can maybe get some spots back. He does. Back up the 4th. Cars everywhere. What a finish. Well, the Battle Royale back there in the back. We're about 4th, 5th, and 6th. What a good one, though. Good long green flag run here. We got Vic, though, going to be out front. Well, let's see if we can't bring some of you guys up here and get a word with him. That was a Solid race. Let's see. Looking for Gil. Spees. I'll let John talk to Spees. He'll love that. And I have to wait for everybody to come up here. You want to talk to Spees, John?
I can.
I choked up over that one, huh?
Yeah, just cotton mouth really bad here. That was intense.
Yeah, it was. I'll bring up a winner here, man. Let's get a word with him.
Steven, this John up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do have a copy.
Well, heck, I guess maybe that's the deal. I stay out of the Discord. Don't distract you. You win a race.
Track position, man. I don't think I had the fast car. I am going to have to put in a requisition. I think we may need a new motor in this one. It was on the chip most of that race.
Well, I guess thank God we're not running Bathurst, then I might be able to afford a new motor. Who knows? But walk me through your race there. You said you didn't think you were the fastest. So, was it a case of where you were faster in some areas and not the other, or you just think were you struggling all the way around?
I just think it was track position. I don't do the best up on the wall here at Knoxville, especially. It gets pretty bumpy up there. Those berms build up and you just kind of bounce around. But I don't think there was another lane that was any faster. So I never really saw anybody try something different or saw them to my inside or anything. But kind of looking down at my relative and saw that gap was pretty small most of the race. So I wasn't running away from anybody, it didn't feel like.
Oh, hey, man, a good race. Congratulations on the win. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
As always, Epsilon Sprint Reps for putting the wrap on this, as well as many of the other cars that we run here. Thanks to you and all the Gambler Motorsports team for giving support and putting in the practice and driving us to be better. And certainly not least, Cool Ray Heating, Plumbing. I love everything that Andy does and came to hang out with me in the Discord tonight, so thanks to him. But yeah, super happy, glad to finally get one of these.
Congratulations. Once again, that is Steven Spees, our winner.
Absolutely, right there. Steven Spees doing what he needs to do. I'm going to bring up third place guy here, Nicholas Victory. Nick, Joey in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are y'all?
Man, doing pretty good. Well, a little sketchy there, but you had second, but then here come Gil, like, out of nowhere, taking it away from you. Did you expect that?
Like Speed said, Gil really did come out of nowhere. He was running a different line, I think, than everybody else. And, I could reel Speeds in, and then Speeds would pull away, and that just goes to show you how consistent he is, man. He didn't make any mistakes out there in front. I heard him in his interview say that he probably didn't have the fastest car, but he definitely had the most consistent, I think. But yeah, it was a good run. I felt like I was holding John up there for a little while. I heard his car a couple times.
Absolutely. Well, it's a close quarter racing, man, throughout the whole entire top 3 and 4. And like you said, then here comes just Gil out of nowhere up there. I believe if he had a few more laps, he might have run down Speeds. Who knows? But nonetheless, you came home in third here tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for an awesome finish?
Yeah, Spartan Racing number 1. I heard you in the broadcast say that it was Gambler, Spartan, Gambler. So it's always good to hear your team name in the broadcast. So I guess kudos for that. But after that is SPGC 3D Printing. If anybody there has any 3D printing needs, definitely go check out Mr. Tom Taylor at SPGC 3D Printing. VMR Wraps. If anybody out there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook at VMR E-Wraps. Miriam Machado Spa, my wife, for letting me do this. And then, of course, you and John for putting on a great show tonight.
Man, I tell you what, it was exciting to watch you guys storm around in these pro late models. Again, congratulations on that third place there, Vic.
Thanks, you guys.
There we go. Well, John, what a wild one here tonight it was. And for myself and everybody here for the Cool Rays Coast to Coast Racing League, everybody here tonight, everyone, have a good night. And a happy early Thanksgiving.